What's up, everybody? What's up? We're live this afternoon, this Sunday afternoon. Man, my boy Andre Smith, better known as Reverend Andre Smith, a community activist that's been in this for over 30 years and got me started. We on here. A lot of people don't know that's where Martin Johnson crime chasing roots come from. They don't know that, but we're here to educate them. But come on in, people. We're going to wait till a few more people come on in and acknowledge some people, some guests, and welcome Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in, people. We're live. We got a great show for you guys today. And Andre is one of the guys who was very instrumental about the illegal immigrants coming into our community, especially in our Woodlawn community over there at Wadsworth. That's 64th and Minerva Woodlawn University. And he stood in front of the bus and stopped the bus, CTA bus from getting by and all that. But just come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. What's up, Ronnie Johnson? Cuz I see you. I see you. And we got a great show today, people. Great show today. When I tell you a great show today, a great show. It's about to go down in Chicago, ain't it, Andre, in the next couple of days, isn't it? It's finna go
Yes,
down.
sir.
It's gonna be a battle of Donald Trump and what's it the guy named the borders our name is?
Tom Homan.
Yeah, Tom Homan and against JB Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson. It's gonna be a battle, people. It's gonna be a battle. And he said he's prepared to he have 20,000 people and he's prepared to get them ready. So it's a lot going to be going on in the city of Chicago in the next couple of days. I think it's going to probably start Tuesday, maybe early Monday. We don't know. Well, we say Monday is the Martin Luther King holiday. So people, this is real. I need you guys to there's going to be a lot going on and hey, I want you guys to see what's going on. Listen, it's we know that illegal immigration is going to affect the black community. All this money that have been given out, and we know we've seen this money, these big checks and receipts, and thousands of dollars. But a lot of us, we've been cut off public aid. We can't get no money. They ain't got no money. Go get a job. You know what I mean? We've seen companies create jobs for the migrants, but they wouldn't do it for the black community. They say that they stare at, we don't want to work. No, we've been working for 400 years for free. Now we don't want to work for no chump change. We need a thriving wage. We don't need a starving wage. And you paying the migrants. And you know, Andre, we can look it up and down at any construction site. Who do we see? People that don't look like maybe one or two of us, maybe one or two. And trust me, they're not paying minimum wages on these construction sites. You better believe that. They are not. They're paying them a livable wage. And we're going to look up one day, our whole neighborhood going to be influx of illegal immigrants. They've already you know that I'm getting ahead of myself. They've already taken over abandoned properties. The landlord turned a blind eye and let them go on in there. And you know, Chicago, Illinois was giving out so much money, Andre. We know we're gonna talk about it. So much money, so much money. Come on in, people. Make sure you guys share the video, share the video, share the video, share the video. And listen, somebody said, "Well, Martin, you sound like them white folks hating on us back at the." No, this is nothing like the white folks. Trust me. Listen, we can't be racist. We don't have no power to be racist. If it was left to us, we probably would deport every illegal person in Chicago or even in America, but we don't have that power. We just don't have that power. And Andre, real quick, Andre Smith, Reverend Andre Smith, tell us a little bit about yourself. Also, he's a politician as well, too, people. Go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as when people ask me, who am I, I just say, I'm just Andre Smith, brother. Um, just a person that's fighting for the liberation, upkeeping of our people. I spent more than over half of my life fighting for people that don't even know who I am. And the reason why is because recognition is for them that God see well deserving of it. In other words, the trauma center I started that fight. That trauma center is there because Andre Smith led that fight. But I don't go bragging on things that I accomplished or things that I done, because the minute you start bragging and saying I did this, that's the minute God takes his power and his anointing from you and you on your way down. And that's the problem with many people that's out there, quote unquote, fighting. They out there fighting for self benefit, self gratification, and they forgot all about the people. Why we really should be fighting. So when people say, I'm a deep sea diver, it's so many things that people really don't know about Andre Smith. I can basically fix anything at the bottom of the ocean. I'm not a scuba diver. I'm a deep sea diver. I'm a welder. I've been in the entertainment business. I've been with Sharon Stone, um, Jim Brown, Michael Jackson, Ice T, Snoop Dogg. You name those people. We had that television show called New York Undercover. I've done so much. But brother, if our people are still suffering, you know, even, let's look at even like, you, the crime chaser. I don't tell people, that you was one of our members and our principles, and how I'm so excited and thankful that you stuck to the values of what we really mean. You don't go out there promoting all the stuff that you did, and, you
Mm,
know, not asking people for money and
mm,
grants and hustling and doing all that. You have a good name, brother. And I'm so thankful, you know, that those are our values.
mhm,
We don't have to go and look for recognition, brother. We
mm.
just have to do the work. And
Yes.
brother, I want to tell you on this show, brother, I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful of you. If you want to say where you come from, that's up to you. But all glory belong to God, brother,
Yes,
and his
sir.
people. So thank you, Martin, for all the stuff that you do and giving the people a platform to hear the issues and hear the views. you know that takes time, man. You putting this stuff together, getting out there, sacrificing your life. Look, freedom ain't free,
Mhm,
and that's just not a phrase. That's real. But a lot of people use the language,
mhm.
but they don't do the work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you, brother. I want to say to you, you were one of the ones that was inspirational on fighting migrants coming in here illegally. And I remember an incident. I was there. You guys had called me on the scene over there at Wadsworth Grammar School, old grammar school. And when you would not let the CTA bus get past you, you put your body in the way. You risked your life. You stood there. You risked your life. That ain't on camera. I don't know if it's on camera or not, but we know what you've done, and you stood with it. Every news outlet interviewed you, actually, while you're doing this. And a lot of people, we had a lot of onlookers too. They didn't know, they didn't understand. Leave them people alone. They ain't bothering nobody. They just trying to have a place to stay and all that. But see, they didn't see the bigger picture of it. Them same people, Andre, that you were stopping, they're trying to come into Wadsworth. There's some of them out there shooting, some of them out there killing, some of them out there doing all types of man. And don't get me wrong, there are some that out there have made the better of the situation, and we appreciate that. But you're still here illegally. Am I right? Still
Well,
here.
I agree with you 100%, Martin. What people really don't understand, because we are compassionate people, because we have been through so much abuse, and we were taught that way. So I'm not going to say it's in our DNA.
Mhm.
It's been, we adopted it through mental abuse and mental slavery, and watching, our loved ones be beaten and torn and ripped apart, and humiliated and burned in front of us. So you have fear, you have mental abuse, mental slavery, you have a whole lot of things. So that's why we always have the Rodney syndrome, the Rodney King syndrome. Can we all just get along?
Mhm.
But you can't get along with wrongdoers. If
Mhm.
you got, the Bible say you can't be lukewarm. Either you hot or you cold. Either
Great
you're on the
stuff.
right side of history or on the wrong side of history. There's no such thing as can we all get along. So in other words, brother, that's why there's a right and a wrong.
Mhm.
So in other words, brother, yes, there is a proper way to come across our borders. We are a nation of laws, but they took abuse and advantage of that situation. And the Democratic Party, our leaders, took advantage of because they wanted their vote. They wanted to make them legalized citizens so they can vote for them because they seen the handwriting on the wall.
Mm.
And it was wrong for us, the left out, the forgotten about, the abused, the victims of slavery, in regards to our ancestors, have been beating and ripped and stripped from their name, their language, and we don't even know who our third generational grandmother or great grandfather is. The only thing that we could talk about is little mama, big mama. That means your second grandmother, your second grandfather, but you don't know who your third grandfather is. You know what I'm saying? That means your great 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 grandmother. And then, because what you have to realize, once you find out who your lineage is, that means that, brother, you know what your inheritance is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because back then people had what they call they had so they pass it down, and they had my mind is locked right now, but trust. They had trust, brother. So that means that you could never sell this land or this property. That owned to the last heir, the last Smith, the last Johnson, or whatever your last name was. That property belonged to you, and it went down from generation to generation. But let me explain something to you. If you don't know who your great great grandmother is, then you don't know where your property is. You don't know how to get your inheritance. And I say that is wrong, brother. That is wrong, and we need to be repaired
Mm-hmm.
and repaid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask a little question. Now, you just went on the news recently, and tell us, what was that all about? You was talking about. You went on the news just recently. I've seen our.
The last time I went on the news, what was it about? I don't know, Martin. I be on the news so much,
I know.
brother. You, if somebody, if there's an issue, and I tell the people, if they're on the right side of history, call me. I stand up because there's a lot of people, man, that won't stand up for us, man,
Mm,
unless they get paid,
mhm,
in the front or in the back. No disrespect. Truth is true. But if you're on the right side of history and you call me, brother, or someone call me, Martin, I'm coming and I'm going to stand long as it's on the right side of history. I will not stand with somebody that's on the wrong side of history. But last time I was on the news, it might have been about the migrants.
mhm.
And
That's
and,
a good one.
and, and I remember at one point, not at one point, I said that I wouldn't mind working with Tom Homan
Mhm,
on identifying, where the migrants at, because a lot of them left the shelters and they
mm,
migrated into our communities.
mhm,
So you got to have people from the community working with the borders are and ISIS to identify these migrants or these illegal migrants that have migrated into the blocks, into the community. So that has to happen. Now
mhm.
let me make it clear. I'm not against anybody that comes across the border the right way. What is the right
Please.
way? You know, you could say, look, ain't no million some people come over talk about I'm in fear for my life
Mhm,
and then get over here saying we were living better over there. Well, if you were living better over there, how can you be in fear for your life if you were living better over there?
mhm,
So look, there's people that came over here, been here for 5, 10 years. Some of them I have met the right way. They still waiting on their visa. They're
mhm,
still waiting on their citizenship.
mhm,
So how can you allow all these people, whether they're gang bangers or they're dope dealers, because a lot of them start pushing dope. A lot of them
mhm,
start beating up seniors and robbing seniors and things like that. So there's a whole story that people don't know. But once again, with all due respect, we have that mind mentality, that syndrome. Can we all get along?
Too
Can
long,
we
right.
all get along to what? And to who? You
Mhm,
know, so so when you're sitting there talking about, well, yeah, that's your mentality. But you don't know that's a mentality that passed down from generation to generation. You get tired of watching your baby sold or your mother sold or raped, robbed or beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to get along because you don't want no more of that abuse. The
Right.
same thing with a battered woman. Man punching her all the time. Yeah, she want to know if we can get along because she's tired of it. That's where that mentality comes from. We're kings, brother, and we've been lost from our name, our language, and our culture. And if you find just like that sister, man, you remember that sister was running around on 47th Street, and they was looking for her in some part of Africa, and they found out that she was a queen. You
Mm.
remember that story?
I don't remember that story, Andre.
Yeah, yeah. Sister was on 47 somewhere running around. She's a queen in Africa. So when they found her, she still had um her authority as a queen because it's passed down from generation to generation.
Wow.
Now she's over in Africa, a queen. See, we
Wow.
out here, brother, because they took who we are and our
Mm-hmm.
connection to our ancestors, and we don't know who we are. But see, when you walking around, and you got your head up, but you still in the ghetto and you walking around like a prince, well, damn it, you probably is a prince
Mm-hmm.
or a king. But you don't know that, excuse me, because they raped us, robbed us, and stole from us. And if you saying that the migrants deserve visas and citizenship and all this money that you're giving them, and what you call a sanctuary city, well, where's the sanctuary for us?
For black folk.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question. I know, and I hate to say it like this. I know you was openly critically of the Mayor Brandon Johnson about a lot of things he was doing when it came to the migrants, you know, passing policies and doing all that different stuff. And I think, do you think Brandon Johnson made a mistake by allowing Chicago and keeping people off the ballot, putting this on the ballot, making Chicago a sanctuary city?
No great leader will be great without listening to the heartbeat and the footsteps of their people. If you don't have a relationship with the people that you say you leading, then you're just dictating. And I believe that Brandon Johnson should have listened to the cries of the people that said and deserve the right to vote, whether they want to be a part of a sanctuary city or not. He took that away from them. And he did not allow that to be on the ballot. But
Mm-hmm.
Brandon been at my home. Me and Brandon go way back. But I don't agree with Brandon. I don't stand with Brandon because deep down in my conscience and in my spirit, I'm accountable for what I do and what I say. I don't care who don't like it. The principle that I live by is not emotions. It's not your feelings. It's about if I'm right or wrong. And if you can prove that I'm wrong, I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to repent. I'm going to turn from my ways and I'm going to repair the damage that I did. I live by one principle, Martin, and you know it, and I have been doing it for a very long time. I strive to live on only being right in this day and time in history.
Mm-hmm. Let me I want to play a quick video real quick. I hope you'll be able to hear if you don't hear it, but it's talking about the border czar and all that. And he's giving a warning. Let me see if I can get this pull this video up real quick. And I think I still have it in here. Yeah, I do. Here it is right here. Just put hold on, Andre. I don't know why it's not playing. Let's see. I didn't get a chance to play it. I don't know why it's not playing. All right. Well, I'll come back to that real quick. I'll come back to that. It wasn't playing. But let me just say this, man. What do you think, in your own words, what's going to happen in the next couple of days with when ICE coming to town? What would you like to see? That's what let me ask you a question. What would you like to see as a resident of Chicago?
Well, brother, when you go to what I would like to see,
Mm-hmm.
it's bypass and beyond the migrants.
Uh-huh.
I would like to see the repair of our people. You can never fully repair the damage because it's too deep. We need justice. We need reparations. And that comes and fall in a whole lot of things, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
We are way beyond um the migrants. We are so damaged. That's why, we can't stay in the same house together. We have
Mm-hmm.
these different type of emotions, these different type of sicknesses, these different type of attitudes. That ain't how we are and who we are. But that comes from a long generation
Uh-huh.
of slavery and the slavery mentality. They just now starting to talk about when Martin, me and you, 16 years ago, 18 years ago, was talking about trauma.
Mm-hmm.
They just now start, and about 4, 5 years ago, they thought it was real big news. We were talking about that in 16, 18 years ago.
Let's go. Yeah.
So people use our situation for their gain.
Mhm.
They use our situations for their gain. They don't want to educate us, brother,
No.
because we're powerful people, brother. We're leaders. Let's go to the borders are and to the migrants.
Okay, let's see.
I believe that majority of them should be sent back.
Mm-hmm. And why?
Well, they have an opportunity to re-enter the
Mm.
right way. Not this I fear for my life. If you want to re-enter, re-enter, but re-enter the right way. And if we have room, we have room. That money, them billions of dollars that was spent, brother, Thanksgiving, I was with the homeless downtown. We still have black homeless people, under Vilox in tents. Some of them don't even have a tent. While it's cold and we run from our car or our house saying, woo, woo, it's cold. Man, they living out there. While the migrants are living in apartments and living in houses and having taxpayer dollars that they send it back to Venezuela and Mexico. They got $4,000, $8,000 on their card. They driving cars without driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let me explain something to you with all due respect. We so damn afraid to drive a car without looking in the back mirror for the damn police looking at us, and we're afraid because we have the syndrome of them pulling us over and harassing us for no reason. They don't even touch the damn migrants. The migrant don't even supposed to have a car. He ain't even got a license. We get pulled over without insurance or a seatbelt or on our phone. And if you tell me this is not wrong, brother, this is dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But, but I don't mean no harm. These punctified Negroes and niggettes that lead us, or so-called themselves leaders of our generation, they don't say a damn thing because they comfortable getting the benefits and the check because they want the situation to stay exactly like it is. Brother, we can be not freed overnight, but we can be in a better position overnight.
Mm-hmm.
If they came together and worked on situations that affect us, they create the laws, brother, that we gotta follow.
That's true.
They don't want change, brother. Remember, with all due respect, there always been one that went back to the king and said, I can lead them back here for a couple of pieces of silver. There always been somebody that got a check to mislead the people.
Mm. Let me just say something too. Miss Jacqueline, happy birthday to you. Johnson, happy birthday to you. I want to say something, people. If you notice about the Venezuelans, they come over here. You see all military age men. You don't see no men and no old elderly seniors. You mean tell me they ain't got no seniors over there? Nobody in a wheelchair, nobody on a walking cane or nothing like that. You see all young men, women, and children. That's what we see. And we're not even talking about it. We haven't even got on the Ukrainians. They came here and got their benefits and got quiet, got jobs, companies, and homes and everything.
And Martin, let me say this. Let me say this because you made a hell of a good point. You telling me that the senior, the old man, the old woman is not in fear of their life?
Tell the truth.
In Chicago, Martin, if you live on the South Side and you're in fear for your life and you can't go to Alabama, Mississippi, or West Virginia or any of those places, you living on the South Side, you'll go to the West Side.
Right.
And perhaps if you're lucky, you may go up north. So you mean to tell me that they couldn't go into another part of Venezuela? They couldn't go into another part to be safe? They had to travel miles and miles and miles away, walking through water and probably snakes and all kind of other dangerous things to get here, not knowing where they're going to be. But then guess what? No disrespect. They rewarded once they get here. They rewarded. People right now today, men are getting cut off a link. You can't even get a goddamn link card.
Yeah.
Venezuelans got link. They got a lot of it. They got checks. They got cars. They doing DoorDash. They doing all of the stuff. And I'm not knocking them, but I'm saying I'm black first. Damn it, where's ours?
That's it.
And don't tell me no hypocritical bullshit that black people don't want to work. They do want to work.
That's right, bro. That's right.
And if I may say, when was the last time you kicked one out of the house? Because that was the mentality that they taught. You got to separate the man and the woman, separate the black family. But you trying to keep the Venezuelan family together? What is the real mission?
Right. Somebody said you sound so ignorant, then you run for office and help them all. This is a war-torn country. You can't compare that to the United States, Martin. That's why they are leaving. Listen, regardless of their war country, listen, what about racism when we was getting whooped and traded and killed, mutilated and all that? We didn't run nowhere.
Well, Martin, hold on. Listen, I want you to be very careful. I want you to listen. We have to listen to the words of our people because every word means something. And once you put it together, it makes a sentence. If you take one word out, that changes the meaning of the sentence. Our people, because the lack of knowledge, brother, they don't mean no harm. You can only speak from the educational point that you have been taught or you learned. And if you haven't been properly taught or properly educated, on history, then you're just going to be saying things from one emotional point of view or one from someone told you something without any investigation. So they don't mean no harm when they say certain words. It's just that's what they know. That's what they were taught without any research. Because if they went and did research, brother, they'd be talking different. And that's why when I run, the whole damn party come up against me. All of them. And you name me another candidate that Winkle, Brandon Johnson, the governor, the Speaker of the House, and other elected officials raised up and came together when they divided against a candidate. They come up against people that's speaking for the people and they ain't got a damn thing on them because most of them, they got a file because they done wrong and they can control their mouth and telling them, shut up. Otherwise, I'm gonna release this file. But you ain't got a damn thing on Andre Smith, and Andre Smith gonna die fighting for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Educate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my thing is too, a lot of people that look like you and I, man, they don't see nothing wrong with the situation, man. Man, leave them people alone. Let them come over here, and they don't. We might take a couple of calls. Hold on, let me call in. Let me take a couple of calls too. While I
And my
got you
battery
here.
is getting low, so
Okay, okay. Put your phone on. You ain't got your charger.
I left it at home, but I
Oh
got
Lord.
this charger on the car. I can sit it on there, but you
Yeah.
probably won't see me
Okay.
unless I can connect the car thing to it.
Okay, but if you, yeah, you could do that. I don't know. We're going back to we got a couple of callers. We got a call I want to take real quick, and we
Okay.
we got about another 20, 30 minutes, and we could be up out of here. I just want to,
Okay.
yeah. All right, let's get, yeah. So, hey, Smith.
Yes.
So I think it's gonna be a bloodbath next couple of days. That's what I think it's going to be. Because I don't think that those migrants going to go freely like that. A lot of them.
Hey, Martin,
Yeah,
I heard, and your radio and your audience heard.
right.
The mayor of Chicago stated he's a black mayor with a black family, black wife, black kids. But the first thing his hand went down, he went to the police station to check on the migrants. He ain't going to check on these mothers that lost their kids in the city. But here's the other piece to this, Mark. If they can protect the Venezuelans, the migrants,
Mm-hmm.
damn, where was you at when we needed your protection?
Mm-hmm.
Why these cases of these murders and people that killed these kids have not been solved?
Okay. Let's take a couple of calls real quick, Andre, before your phone go down. All right. Area code 337. Come on, caller. What's your comment or question? Real quick. 337. Come on, caller. You already know what. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on, sir. Hold on. They don't hear nothing. Let me fix her. I do this every time. I'm sorry, y'all. They don't, they, they don't hear nothing, y'all. Hold on.
I didn't hear nothing. I didn't
Okay,
hear
hold on. You
anything.
should have said something, Andre. You gonna sit up and let this man do all that talking? Hold on, comedian. Hold on.
I didn't hear nothing, man. I
Oh
didn't hear.
my God, man. You sit up and let the comedians do all that talking. This is my buddy. He did all that good talking. Hold on. He didn't hear nothing. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. So sorry, people. I am so sorry. Okay. Come on, make it quick, man. I know you got to start over. I'm sorry. Go ahead, comedian. Go ahead. 337. Go ahead. 33.
Start all over again, man. Yeah, you got to start all over again, man, because we didn't hear you. I'm so sorry. Y'all, it's a lot of. I do this.
Okay,
Go
back,
ahead. Go ahead.
okay, back in '79, I did some training back in 1979 in Warriors. So I developed a friendship with some people that I trained with in martial arts. Also, I've traveled several times to entertain in El Paso, so I crossed. Now, there are a number of immigrant officials, meaning the border patrols as well as the U.S. immigrant officials that allow certain folks to go through and pass through. So they need to be polygraphed. I guarantee you, 100%, you're going to find a large number of people who won't pass the polygraph. If you ask them, did you allow someone to go through? Did you get paid? Did you receive anything other than money to across? Do you? It's a number of things that we need to fix first. You fix the foundation, then you make sure that the immigrants who are not supposed to be crossing illegally, make sure that they're okay because it's going to cost so much money. To, just say 5 busloads of immigrants at that border. That's going to cost millions of dollars. Millions. Now we find that money for them to do that, but we can't find money to take care of our people. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword. Then there's the cartels in Sinaloa
Okay.
and the Jalisco. There are folks in that area that are all intertwined. They're not just dealing with drugs and money. They're dealing with people with power. So power is corrupt in those areas.
Okay.
In Tijuana, the same thing. There are bases, there are military bases, Marine and Navy bases that's outside of San Diego. And then there's also Fort Bliss in
I
El
need
Paso.
I
And
need
a
you.
lot of military folks
Come on, land that plane, man, because
I'm
I
sorry,
got a
bro.
lot of callers. Land that
Okay.
plane. I got a lot of
Okay.
callers.
I mean, our main point is we need to fix the immigration folks who are in authority. That's what we need to do. And I land my plane there.
Okay, thank you. All right, we got my other special guest, Mark Carter. Come on, Mark. Mark, come on with.
Hey,
What's up, Mark?
what up, Martin D. Johnson? What's good, man?
Man, hey, man, you don't love me no more. You don't even call me no more, man. You done got rich on me or something,
Oh
or
no,
what?
no,
Hey, yeah,
oh no.
okay.
It's time that we move. So y'all haven't heard from me in a while because through Twitter Spaces
Yeah.
and moving around the country, we have been organizing with the Trump team to make sure that not only he get reelected, but also that we educate people across the country on getting on board with this administration. Uh, for our people to go Democrat is the going back. Let me say that again, because that in which the Democrat Party is trying to convince you that Trump is, it's really who the Democrat Party is. To go Democrat is to go back. And I want to thank you for having me, on your show. And it's been a while, but it's time to get rolling. It's time that we move into action to make sure that our people get the same resources that they have given to these illegal immigrants. They're not migrants; they're illegal immigrants. You migrate within the country that you're from. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're not an asylum seeker. You're not an asylum seeker either, because asylum seekers don't run for their lives and then turn around after 6 months, 7 months of saving money and sending it back to that same country. They go visit. So you're not an asylum seeker. You're not a migrant. No, you're an
Tell
illegal
the
immigrant
truth
that must
and
be held
shame the
accountable. No different.
devil. Mm-hmm.
You're an illegal that should be held accountable. No different than we were held accountable when we were in the streets back in the '90s as
Mm-hmm.
young people, doing whatever we were doing. And it's appalling that a lot of the older black people who put the police on us when we broke the law are sitting quiet while the Democrat Party flood the country with illegal immigrants who not only are breaking the law walking into this country, but these are people that they let out of their prisons and mental institutions, like Trump been saying. See, they don't want these types of things to come out because they want you focused on Trump's a racist. No, these black politicians are racist. These Jews and these Irish in Chicago are the racists. So don't tell me about no white racist Republican that don't exist in the city council and in the city of Chicago. No, the racists that I know about are the black politicians, these Jews and these Irish that run Chicago, right? And so now it's our time and our turn to not only get in front, but also take over these political positions. It's time we vote out everybody that was willing to give our future over to and give our children's future over to these illegals.
Mm.
It's organizing time. It's
Uh,
organizing time. And this morning, I talked to some of the people in Trump's administration, some of the people close to him, and they were asking, what is it that Chicago want to see? I said three main things: mass deportation. We need y'all to get behind us, going against these elected officials, to unseat them, and we want y'all to send some of those heads, like the head of HUD and different departments, send them to Chicago to meet with us, so that we can establish ourselves and stabilize our communities. Democrats hate black people. Let's first understand that. And that includes the black Democrats as well. They hate black people. If they can't use you, then there's no use for you. A lot of these special interests, these secret society black folks, I'm talking about them niggas in them fraternities and sororities.
Hey, Mark, don't say that word.
use you.
Don't say that word nigger or nigga. I don't care about that. But
my
okay,
bad.
because I'm on. Okay, go ahead. You can say nigger,
So,
Niger. Go ahead. Mhm.
You're right. So those people that are part of those secret societies, a lot of these Masons and Eastern Stars, these fraternities and sororities, AKAs, the Alphas, the Kappas. If you notice, Martin, most of the politicians that are in position, if you go look at their LinkedIn's and their bios, you'll see that they're part of these secret societies. Why do I say that? I say that because there's nothing that's happening to us in this city that they're not playing a role in. It cannot happen without that. And we tend not to pay attention to that because we're so focused and we've been so brainwashed to just see the white races that we don't see the black races. There could be no racism happening to our people without the role that those that are in position play in. They are just as racist as the Irish and the other groups who've been in control of politics for the last 76 years that our people have been voting Democrat. 77 this year. It makes it 77 years this year.
I got a question.
Our people have voted Democrat. Mm-hmm.
Got a question, Mark. Okay.
Right.
What do you think? And then we're gonna go to one of the other callers. Just hold on. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of days? We'll just say Tuesday, starting Tuesday. With the ICE coming. What's going to happen?
Well, the thing I would say is going to happen because, believe it or not, Anita Padilla called me this morning. She's down in Florida now.
Uh-huh.
She called me this morning, and she said that it may not be instant that the deportation start because, once you get in office, you're going to need time to ramp things up. But I would say from now into the next 2 weeks, things are going to ramp up and they're going to start the mass deportation. And we need to be on your medium as well as on all forms of social media and doing press conferences showing that we support mass deportation. So we don't care if you're from Africa, you're from the Caribbean, from Mexico, you're from Israel. If you're illegal, we are demanding that they be deported. Don't let them fool our people with this talk of, oh man, those are black people. No, they're not. Africans in the Caribbean, those are not black people. Okay? Let me say that again because our people get it all mixed up. Africans and Caribbeans are not black people. They are not on our team. They're on the team of immigration, of immigrants. And I can show you a document, and I've been saying this since 2011. I've showed y'all where African International House and the United African Organization is partnered with the Hispanic groups, the Asian groups, the Indian groups. They all are working together to undermine us. That Pan-African stuff is dead. So when mass deportations happen, we're not just saying for South American areas. We're saying these Africans that are hiding here, deport them too on the north side. Get them out of here too. What that does is open up opportunities for our children. And see, most people just heard about this whole thing of mass immigration within the last few years. But actually, in actuality, The Naturalization Act was passed in 1965. And so by the droves, they've been bringing people into this country from other countries since 1990. So we're asking that they go all the way back to the 1990s and send these people out of here so that we can put our people to work so they don't go into a life of crime. Because if you don't, well, Dr. Claude Anderson said it best. There's 3 stages to this. Either you're going to go work, you're going to go on welfare, or you're going to steal.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't get a job, you got to get on welfare. You're going to be on welfare, which that is not going to be a big thing under Trump. And we understand that. But the last step is when you can't work or go on welfare, then you turn to a life of crime. And so we're not going to watch our children have to turn to a life of crime while America accommodates all these illegals. And when it comes to this last thing, I want to say is this. If you are healthy, under 50, under 55, good, they're taking you off welfare. You should not be able to lay up on welfare because that's a program that's needed for people that are down in their luck, handicapped people, especially men. Good, throw their ass off of welfare. So any man that's strong and able-bodied, throw his ass off welfare. So some of these things we got to show that we agree with, so that there's a real safety net for those that need it. Now, if a man gets in a rut, that he needs a few months of that until he get himself back on, cool. But to sit up for generations, no, we don't want that. That has crippled our people. And this administration shows you the first time that they are about you becoming independent. Don't you listen to this racism talk coming from the very races that control Chicago. They telling you how racist Trump is. These are all Democrats in this city, Martin. There are no Republicans in power in the city of Chicago. Let me say that again because most people don't know that. There are absolutely no Republicans in the city council, and there are no Republicans that have power in the city of Chicago. These are all Democrats. The Democrat Party needs you poor, and as long as you're poor, they will always be your leader, and they will always hand feed you and control you. This Republican Party, mainly under Trump, not just any Republican, but under Trump, you have a chance to become an independent thinker, homeowner, business owner. You have a chance to become wealthy. Don't get yourself away from these begging programs, and we have to be the ones to help walk them through this, Martin. Even if it means it's on your medium. Let's do classes showing them how to come off this welfare type of thinking.
Okay. Hey, Mark, let me take a couple of calls. Just hold on. Let me take a couple of callers real quick. I believe 9449. Go ahead, caller. Then you next, Dr. Z Davis.
Hi, Martin. It's Marcus.
Hey, Marcus, how you doing? Thanks for holding.
Forgive me for using this word, but what pisses me off is I see on social media that Black people seem to be more concerned about what Trump is about to do as far as deporting these people. They seem to be more on their side. Now, the Venezuelans have been used as pawns by the Democrats to come over here and literally replace us. How can you take care of somebody else's people and you can't take care of what's going on in your own? Do they not see people sleeping on the streets, sleeping on the trains, and all of that? Do they not see Black and poor white people sleeping on the trains? Do they not see that? Then they put these people in schools. They put these kids in schools in our communities that they weren't even funding when our kids was in there. That's why some of the kids was dropping out of the schools, because the schools didn't have nothing to offer them. So I don't understand our mayor that I voted for. I regret I sort of voted for him. I don't understand why he's so like a pit bull to speak out against people who are speaking against this immigrant situation in the city of Chicago. I think he failed, and he's not going to be in office. He's not going to be reelected. And then you got these other Democrats in Springfield who are fighting for these migrants. I don't understand that. Look, I wasn't afraid when Trump got reelected. We had Trump before in the White House. So it doesn't, even though I didn't vote for him, I don't always disagree with some of his policies. This is one of the policies that I agree with because it's affecting the people in this country. Yeah, they got the jobs like DoorDash. DoorDash has fired black people and white people to put these people in their place. What do we do as a people? Why are we standing up for these people? We're the only race that feels sorry for the other races of people who don't feel sorry for us. We're the only ones who speak out and then make the ones that are speaking against it feel like they're the bad guys. I applaud Andre. I applaud Mark Carter for what they're doing. I applaud you for what you're doing. But for those black people who are speaking against deportation, you're speaking against your grandchildren's future.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got one more caller. Let's go. Hold on, Marcus. Dr. Z, come on. Thank you for your
Good
patience.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Excuse me, my sinuses are bothering me. It's sad. I cannot wait to see these people go. You cannot go to any other country in the world or continent and just go get free money, go get food stamps. Most other countries or continents do not even offer government assistance, period. Especially Africa. They don't offer nothing to those people over there. These people, I believe that Biden was extremely too nice, gave away too much. He allowed too much stuff to happen. He just gave away so many billions of dollars again to the Ukraine administration, to Israel. He just, what about us? Just over here on 75th and Cornell last week, a building burned down. Why? Next door to Jackson Park Hospital. Because the Venezuelans and the Ecuadors was in there trying to stay warm, had a fire, and the building just went whoosh. That's why a lot of our buildings are catching on, especially empty buildings, because of them. Send them back home. We cannot go over there and set up camp over there. We just can't. We cannot go to other countries, most of them without a visa. They want to know why you coming, who you coming to see, and how long you going to stay there, and where you're staying at. But yet it's still these criminals, a lot of them, came over here and took over our country. And it's like, are we serious? And they constantly, like Marcus just said, people and the other guy taking up for them. Why? Even the mayor sat there and said that, we're going to put them in the libraries because ISIS can't go in there and put them in the city colleges. They should be able to go into anywhere they want to go to. ISIS should be able to go to the library to go get them out of there, a government building to get them out of there, period. Because they here and they are destroying our life, period. You have too many criminals that they done, like they released their prison and let these people over here. And what have they been doing? Robbing our people. Robbing our people, killing our people, doing whatever they can. My daughter goes, she's in grammar school. I'm an older mother. Now all of a sudden the Mexican population, well, I'll say Spanish, the Spanish population done jumped up to 15%, and then they had to hire someone special that speaks their language to come into the school. Really? And 90% of the school is black. It's something wrong with Brandon Johnson. Well, I did not vote for him. I just did not vote for him. I pray that Trump does exactly what he say he don't do, him and his administration. And by the way, I am not Republican. I'm independent. I vote for who I think is fit to stand in office. But I'm with Marcus on this. I agree with Trump's policy on getting them people out of here and keeping them out of here. If you want to come to the United States, come the right way. Just don't come over here and get everything for free. There's people been here for years and years, cannot get loans on a car, cannot get loans for a house, cannot buy anything, but yet these people come and they giving royal treatment. That is not fair. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mark Carter. You're next. You make a comment to anything in the comment section or what some has been said on the panel. Yeah.
So I can't see the comment section. So if you could read some of the comments,
Okay.
I can respond.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hold it before we got another call. Let me get this little caller real quick out the way, Mark. Okay. Let me get this call out the way real quick. They just can't call in because and I'll bring up some of the comments of what the people are saying in the message. Because some people are not going to call in, but they will definitely comment and thing. Okay, 8140 caller, go ahead. Are you there? They're still coming in. 8140. There you are. Come on, caller. You're live uncut. 8140. 8140. Come on, caller. You're live uncut. 8140.
Good afternoon. This is Natasha. I just want to
hold on, ma'am. Hold it. I need you to speak up. We can't even hear you, and you're gonna have to turn your audio. All your audio will have to be off. Your TV, your YouTube, your face. Turn that down and talk to me directly on the phone and no speakerphone, so I can hear you. Just do all that first. We'll wait on you. We appreciate you calling.
That better?
Oh, much better. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Okay. I had some different headsets on, but so yeah, this is. I just wanted to mention something. I don't know if this was mentioned already. I think you've been on here for about an hour, but it's something that some of our people I hear saying all the time, like, oh, y'all just mad because they getting, they think it's about food stamps. They think it's about getting a few dollars, maybe some housing. It's not just about that. I don't think people understand that, like the lady just spoke about the issue in the school. The longer that these people are here and the more and more of them that come along, they're literally gonna drain all the resources from the community. And I don't think people truly understand what that means. That means that whatever was going to be available to you and your people are now going to be diverted to them and their community. I actually, I was going down there quite a bit down to City Hall and listening to all the ordinances that they were sliding up, under the people, the people of Chicago's noses happening, and I had to stop because I don't think people a lot of the people that's for this stuff, that don't go down there, I don't even think they truly understand all the programs that've been erected, out of thin air, to support these people and their presence here. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to completely change the tide because the investors, it's not just about money being given directly to these people, like in their hands. It's also about, like I said, the programs that are started and the organization, the programs that are started for them. That the government is giving the money to these organizations and some of these investors to come in and build up, because we have an ordinance that they're trying to pass in South Shore for affordable housing. Meanwhile, the Latino community, I think it's about 4 neighborhoods: Little Village, Humble Park. It's about 4 of them, but it's 4 that they had an ordinance that was passed, that they introduced in March, that was passed in September to protect their interest in their neighborhoods when it comes to real estate, either it be rental or home ownership. And it's like their own cousins are making plans to protect themselves from this whole movement. But our people are constantly, they're just trying to find a better way of life. But guess what? We have people here that don't have a better life. Those men and women, they're running away from home. How do you, as an African American that's still here in America, how do you even respect that? Because our people suffer. It's not to say that because we suffer, they should suffer. No, but you're not even going to fight for what's yours, but you're going to come over here and complain and you all respecting that? That doesn't make sense. It's like we're handicapping these people. And then now you done supported all of this mess, but it's not really in our power about if they go or stay, to be truthfully honest. You know what I'm saying? If the government wants them gone, even if you want them here, if the government wants them gone, they're going to come and get them. So now it creates an environment. It's about to get bad out here. You think it's bad? It's about to get bad out here now because you couldn't see the forest for the trees. You thinking about people that just want to eat and get some money. No, it's eventually going to hit the fan, okay? And these people that you've been given to and making promises to and giving sympathy to, they're going to get angry, okay? And they're going to feel like they don't have no other way out. And it's going to get, it's going to get kind of hectic out here. We think the little YNs are a problem. These people are definitely about to be an issue once, everything, starts getting taken away from them. Housing, food, when the schools are become forced to, stop catering to them as much, because if Trump does say what he say he's gonna do, funding is about to be looking real funny around here. And then what are the people that are for this immigration issue in Chicago? What are they gonna say then when there's literally nothing to divvy up and they're still trying to give to these people? What are you gonna say then?
Okay.
I just don't understand the psychology of the people that live in Chicago. They people been living in America for generations. I don't care how privileged you've been. How can you be here for generations and be okay with a whole nother demographic of people being toppled on top of you? Because they're gonna always be loyal. They're not gonna be loyal to you. They're gonna always be loyal to those who feed them until they stop feeding them. But in the meantime, while they feeding them, they're gonna be loyal to them. And the way they see us as African Americans, they come to us for help, but they don't really look at us as the power in America.
Okay.
So if they have to pick sides, they not picking sides with us.
All right.
Okay.
Hold it,
So
sister.
people need to step out of their delusion.
Right. Hold it, sister. Okay, Mark. Just before you come, we got a couple of people that don't see it the way we see it. But let's go to Paris Cooper. He made a couple of comments. All right. Let's go to pull up a couple of his comments. And all right, he actually made this toward Marcus. He said that Marcus, then you should have been out advocating for those black and white sleeping on the streets, just as hard as you are to deport these people coming here for a better life. So, Marcus, you want to answer that? Go ahead, Marcus. Answer that real quick.
Yeah, let me respond to that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm American. I'm American first. And I believe that America needs to take care of America first. Before America can take care of anybody outside of America, we need to take care of our homeless situation, the people who are one block away from being homeless. We need to take care of this high rent. We need to take care of people who want to own a home and can't own a home. We need to take care of jobs in America. They took trades out the high schools and forced the kids to go to college. Everybody ain't college material. We need to bring back all that. I believe in taking care of Americans before I believe in taking care of anybody else. And anybody that don't believe in that, that's in America, then I'm a refrain from calling them a word that I would want to call them a word. But I will say this: if you don't believe in that, there's something wrong with you. Take care of your home first. That's what you would do with your immediate family before you go feed somebody else. Would you allow your immediate family to starve? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's my response.
Mark, go ahead, Mark.
The short answer to what you just said, bro, is that some of them will feed other people before they feed their own families, and those are the ones that we must separate from, right?
Yeah.
And for him to even ask that dumb question, for him to even ask a question like that, shows where his head is. These are the people that we must separate from. These are the ones that were crying for, quote unquote, immigrant children being in cages while they were helping put black children in cages. Let me say that again. Let me say it again, because a lot of times we don't pay attention to these black races, right? See, we can see the white races, but we don't pay attention to these black races. The black races hate poor black people no different than the Ku Klux Klan does. You know, you got a lot of black races that are in position in the city that will feed other children coming from other countries before they feed black children. And then they will take and make black children and black people public enemy number one, speak against us while they speak up for other people, even if those other people walk in this country and broke the law doing so. And so it's a new day. We must run our own candidates from amongst us and run them as Republicans. Don't run them as Democrats. Run them under the Republican Party. Why? Because there is no Republican Party in Chicago, y'all, which gives us a lot of place and space to run our people and have our own table.
Mark,
You're not going to do anything.
answer this question.
You're not going to.
I got a question. This is another comment. Spicy, is that Creole? I don't know. He said, ask how many of us will pick fruit, vegetables, etc. 12 hours in the heat. I'll wait.
Well. First of all, when you look at the lines of work that's been turned over to illegals, it's not just picking tomatoes, but the construction industry, healthcare industry. You notice most of your nurses and doctors are from Nigeria and other immigrated countries, right?
Right.
And so we're not going to talk about no damn tomatoes. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about all the lines of logistics. That these are the work for the line of work these people are working in. And so black people who don't have any sense, let's not waste a bunch of time on them. Let them be to themselves, and the rest of us organize ourselves separate of them. They don't call no shots for us. Those days are over. Where when we were children, you had these elitist black folks and these hateful black folks call shots and work against the interests of us. Well, we're men and women now, and we're gonna call the shots. We're gonna speak for us. We don't care what he says, because clearly he hasn't read all this new legislation for the New Americans. Clearly he hasn't read the Chicago New Americans plan, because under the Chicago New Americans plan, they said they're gonna remove all the red tape so these people can open up businesses. Not pick tomatoes, open up businesses, sir. It also talked about 100,000 unfilled positions in 2011 that they gave to immigrants, and that they would train and attract immigrants to fill those positions for the next decade. It also said that they would give the future of work, all the jobs and stuff, to immigrant children. And so I try not to spend too much time on black people that hate black people.
Yeah. But one more question, Mark. One more question. Paris Cooper says, who feels more entitled in this conversation than black people? Please just someone answer that. The entire panel today against asylum seekers and have talked about what they are going to lose.
Now, the real question is, why don't they feel entitled when it comes to their people who've been left out of the equation? See, only a fool speaks up for others while his people suffer. Only a fool. Cry for other people while he got family members that are suffering. We're not even going to talk about just the other black. He got family members that are suffering, that he will speak ill against while he helps other races of people. And so that's why it's a new day, and that's why it's a new leadership out here. And so all these brainwashed.
I think that's a female.
Is it male or female?
Paris is a female.
Male or female.
Yeah.
Male or female. They got family members that are starving. And you got a lot of hate that comes from males and females. So don't let them play this game that they're a woman, because women can be just as evil and hateful as a man can be. You got a lot of women that work in government and work in corporate America went against black people. You know what I'm saying? And some of them can be gay, straight, or whatever they are. They done went against black people. And so that's why it's a new day. We must speak for ourselves. And I want to say this to the sister that was speaking. Don't even call us African Americans. For political purposes, we are not African Americans. Because you say African American, guess what you do? Everything we fight for, they automatically get. And they don't put no fight in. They don't put no work in, but they benefiting from the work that we put in from back to slavery on up until now. Africans are working with other immigrants against us. So I ain't no African American. You know what I mean? And that goes to Barack Obama, who changed the United States Code to reflect where it used to say Negro, he changed to African American. That goes for Jesse Jackson, who started calling us African Americans. Our power is in the word Negro, not in the word African American. That's why they tried to make Negro sound so bad. Negro was our power before Barack Obama changed it. And why did he change it? because he is a goddamn he's a damn Kenyan. He's a white man. He's a white man mixed with a Kenyan, and he never had even any history, even being connected to the Kenyan that he's part, right? That he's party of. He was raised by white America in Kansas by his grandparents, and so they want to use us. And a lot of these Black Americans that are right here, that are descendants of slavery, they hate themselves. So therefore, they're not going to speak up for our people. They want to cry for other people, and those are the ones that we must separate from until they get their mind right. And so that's why I say it's organizing time, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start organizing. We don't worry about what they're saying. They don't run nothing. You know what I'm saying? Those days are over. Well, uppity, elitist Black folks running things while they eating and the rest of the people starving.
Mm-hmm.
So to all you Mason, Eastern Star, sorority, and fraternity sellouts, if you ain't no Mason, Eastern Star, sorority, fraternity sellout, and you part of those groups, then I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about the ones that are. Because I know that that's who's in power, and that's who has been working alongside of these Jews and Irish in Chicago, starving the people out. I'm in the thick of Chicago politics. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. It didn't happen without these Black people who descended from slavery just like we did. Everything that has happened to us, they helped. They helped on up to this day. That's why I'm glad Trump is back in office. So we put a stop to these Black Democrats, these Jewish Democrats, these Irish Democrats who are destroying Black families, destroying the Black community, who are destroying their own families, as well as these fake Pan-Africans. These fake Pan-Africans, they cry for everybody but Black people. You ever seen the Pan-Africans fight for jobs and contracts for Black people? No, and you never will. They're too busy crying for Africa, the same Africa that sold us in slavery. The same Africa, you know what I mean? That just like Mexico, who's sending people here to undermine us. I don't care about no Nigerians. I don't care about no Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? No Mexicans, no Jews. I don't care about none of those people. I care about Black Americans and our suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, I have to say this. If you look since Brown versus Board of Education, these D9, the Divine Nine, as they call themselves, the AKAs, the Alphas, the Deltas, the Kappas, they've been controlling education, and they've been failing our people since Brown versus Board of Education, to the tune of 70% plus.
Bill.
Of our children have failed since Brown versus Board of Education, and guess what? They still get 100% of their pay. So it's time we go against all of these people until they wake up.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now, is it a such thing as a boule, or Mark? Is it such thing as that?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think it don't exist.
Yeah. But it ain't all complex, and it ain't all complex and all fascinating. They just a bunch of sellouts, bucket mammies and sambos. That's all they are, with a couple dollars. That's all they are. Don't try to make them. Please don't make them like they're somebody special. They ain't that much of mammies and sambos that's been selling us out. That as long as they get their little grant programs and their jobs and contracts, they can watch the rest of the people starve while they talk against us. But guess what? It's more of us than it is them. And all we have to do is organize and go in our own separate direction from them. We speak for us, and they speak for them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Make sure you next, Bill. Hold on, Bill. Make sure you guys hit the like button on Facebook and YouTube. Hit the like button. You're going to see a shift taking place here in the city of Chicago in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks. You're going to see a lot of people being deported. You're going to see ICE hitting the ground running, a lot of raids and different things like that. It's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on. A lot of stuff going on. So we're going to go to the next caller. Go ahead, Bill, real quick. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I was going to comment about the separation of our people. And Mark nailed it on the head with it being the boule and these proclaimed Democrats, diehard, that are not for us. And we are not going to be able to convince them because they do have a couple of dollars. And most of them are still very bitter behind the election that they wasn't able to flip
in their favor as far as Kamala Harris, and it's just a shame that our people get to the point where they identify with an organization before they identify with the color of our skin, who we are, and not just the color of our skin being foundational black in America. Is really a shame. But I also want to comment to to show how the Democrats have been getting down. If you ever lived in Chicago, if or L.A. or New York, but definitely in Chicago, there has not been any Republicans in power for many, 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 many years, and we see what it is here. Unless you totally blind. Right now, I just saw on the news this past in the last couple days, um, where they opened a $30 million behavioral youth center up north near Humboldt Park. Now, Humboldt Park has its issues, but I'd say Inglewood, Lawndale, Austin, the hundreds have more youth that have behavioral problems than that area. And it goes to show you what these people that's in power think of you. And these same people I'm speaking of are aldermen, senators, and all of this, because all of this wouldn't be happening if they were for their people. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Okay. Now, we have we have some people that do hate black people out here. You must admit they hate them. They hate them. They hate them. But they have benefited from black people, especially the civil rights movement. They got their little home and their car, their degree, their education, their little money in the bank. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that when you prepare yourself and make sacrifice and do that. But you cannot look down on others and you forget where you come from. Can't hate your brother, but you're going to love on somebody else than love your brother who you see. That's what God says. He said, how can you say you love me, whom you've never seen, but can't love the one that's who you see all the time? So that's the type of attitude that we have to be careful to have with. And people, let me just tell you, the brother Mark was right. There are no racist Republicans running the city of Chicago. They are not in power. So what's really good? We're talking about Chicago right now. And if you want to call Republicans racist, okay. But who's running the city of Chicago? Brandon Johnson is not a racist. Not a Republican. Tony Preckwinkle is not a Republican. None of the aldermen are Republicans. They all are Democrats. All are Democrats, people.
Mark.
And they all are Democrats.
Mark,
go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
And also, these heads of these nonprofits that's supposed to be helping poor black people, these churches that's supposed to be helping, these are all Democrats, man. All these people are Democrats. And our community, they not only Democrat, they black. So I don't want to hear them about no white racist Republican when all the people that are in position that's supposed to be helping our people are black and they're Democrats. So the days are over where what they say is the only thing that's to be said. It's the only way that things are gonna go. No, we're not going for that. No, we gonna speak for us. You know what I mean, Martin? Now that we 40 and 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? We the leaders of now. You know what I'm saying? We respect those that came before us, but you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball when unemployment is higher than the depression. You dropped the ball when we have all this crime and schools all messed up. You dropped the ball when our people are in this level of poverty. You don't run nothing no more by yourself. I don't care how old you are. You've been in power. You in your 60s and 70s, and in some case 80s, and you watched this stuff happen and you didn't say nothing. And since you couldn't say nothing back then, we speaking up and we standing, don't say nothing now. Don't try to speak up and tell us what to do. Because we ain't scared of no white folks. No,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we don't care what the dailies. I wish the dailies was around now, but we was protesting them when we were young. But see, we at an age now where we're more knowledgeable and more and can garner more power. I wish we had to deal with them right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the older generation, a lot of these secret society black folks, they work directly with Daley to mess over poor people. He did not do that by himself. These people were working right alongside of him. They had the nonprofit dollars. They had the churches, and they still do. And they think that they think we're going back.
Mark, for
No,
those
Democrat is going back.
Mark, for those of us that don't know what secret society mean, could you explain that to my audience? Because some people
Masons,
they
Eastern Stars.
okay.
Masons, Eastern Stars, the Boule, the Divine Nine, meaning the Kappas, the Alphas, the Omegas, all them old black racist organizations. First of all, why would you even call yourself a black Greek? What in your mind would make you call yourself something like that? There's something wrong with you. Since you're a black Greek, you're a fool. That's what you are. And whenever you hear them saying that stuff, that means that they will put that first, and they will put white folks first, and we'll never be in the equation, period. So we don't vote for none of them. You don't vote for people who's telling you that there's somebody different. They're not pushing you. They're not pushing no agenda for you. They're telling you who they represent. And so we must not only go against them, but run our own candidates under the Republican Party. And I'm not saying get up under no white Republicans either. I'm saying this is us. If we organize a political structure under the Republican Party, do you know it would be us that would be at the table? There's nobody else to compete with. There's no Republicans in power in Chicago. So this gives us the power to run people from amongst us, so we have our own voice at these tables where the money is being chopped up, whether it's in the city council and county government, state government, and even federal government. We're at the table when Brandon passed a $17 billion budget. We got people sitting at the table that's saying, well, hey, man, what about the people on the west and south side who've been left out since Dr. King was killed? That's what we have to do. Stop voting for these people just because they're black or because somebody told you to vote for them. No, you vote for people who represent you, and let them vote for people who represent them. They say they black Greeks, so they don't represent us, because we ain't no black Greeks.
Yeah. Somebody posed a question again in Paris Cooper. He said, I'm still waiting for the answer of what Trump did for them the first 4 years and what they think he's going to do in the next 4 too. Okay, we got another question. Hold on.
What did you say?
You hear? Okay. He said, she said, who he or she. I'm still waiting for the answer of what Trump did for them the first 4 years and what they think he's going to do in the next 4 years. In the next four.
Okay, so let me answer the question this way. We still waiting to see what Democrats gonna do that you've been voting for 76 years. And so don't ask us no questions, you know what I'm saying, about what Trump them gonna do. You know, tell us what the Democrat Party is gonna do. Since you've been giving them your vote and we've been giving them our vote for all these years as black people. I ain't never voted for no Democrat. I'm far more conscious than that. But you notice how these black people want to always talk about what Trump's gonna do, but they've been sitting right there and voting for this Democrat Party all their lives. So don't ask us about what no Republicans gonna do unless you first tell us what the Democrats gonna do. And after you tell us what the Democrats gonna do, then we can have that conversation about Republicans and Trump. Because the Democrats ain't did nothing for the vast majority of black folks. And the ones that they did do something for were the ones who were sitting in the room selling the rest of us out. And so don't come up here and like you're gonna jump on us about what Trump or the Republicans gonna do. And you ain't said nothing about the Democrats doing nothing for the rest of our people.
I have a question. I have a question for Paris. I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, did you accept that stimulus check that Trump ordered for everyone to receive? Because if you did, you should send it back. Because no Democrats have ever given us a stimulus check. Check, plural. Also, I don't know how young or old she is. President Bush also sent us money before he left office. Barack Obama closed a lot of universities down. A lot. They had their reasons to why they closed them down. The only thing he has done in the past is try to destroy his party tried to destroy Black Americans. But Trump did send us all, had them ordered to send us all stimulus checks. Did you receive that check, Ms. Harris? She's a female. She coming in there.
All right. Paris Cooper said he can't speak on the Divine Nine because he's never been one. And this is a perfect example why Black people can't get what we want, a rare elected officials. You are all talk and no action. Yeah. So I guess if you've never been a Divine Nine, been in the power, you can't speak on it. Yeah.
Hey man, let me say this to us. Those of us who have been prey and victims of this Democrat Party, victims of these D9 groups and these Masonry stars, it's time that we separate from them, y'all. It's time that we go in a different direction. They could care less. They could care less for the last 50 years. I'm just going to go back 50 years. They could care less what happened to the masses of our people. They didn't say nothing, especially those that are up in age. They said nothing while the people suffered. So now, Martin, that we are the mothers and fathers of today, we're going to do things different. We're going to do things different, like take care of Black folks for real. Put Black people first. And all these old special interest Black folks who hate Black people, let's separate from them. We have to separate from them. They hate themselves. They hate their own family. You know what I mean? And so we're not telling them to change. Do whatever you do, but you won't do it, you know what I'm saying, in front of us. You won't be leading us. We gonna represent us. And we don't care how you feel about what we're doing.
And can I say something? I also wanted to say that when it comes to these the boule, the people that we classify as a boule, I always look at them as a result of, if you can't beat them, join them. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you look at all the things that they, like people that support the Democratic Party mention about what they did for Black people, they forget to mention how it was never, none of these things were ever specifically for Black people. It's always open to people of color, to everybody. So when you think about what has Republicans done, like you say, what has the Democratic done? We've seen in the last couple of decades exactly what has the Democratic Party have done for other special interest groups, even down to gender and sexuality. But yet, none of them have done anything specifically for the descendants of the freemen, the people that built this country up. You know, so before you speak about people being mad about what people get and people coming here, like how could you fix your mouth to say that when everybody else is getting the attention that your people were supposed to get, and the people that you put in power because of the skin color, they're not obviously not working in your favor. They're obviously down the city, even down to the White House. They're not working in your favor because a lot of those people obviously have made the decision that if they can't beat the system and they want a cushiony life, they just gonna join them and they're just gonna give you the illusion that they're supporting you. I can't name one thing. I honestly cannot name one thing. But I've been listening, I'm thinking like, what's one thing that they set aside for Black folks? in this country?
Mm.
Nothing. Nothing. The civil rights opened up the door for everybody to come. Okay, because before we think about the civil rights era, the time before that, even white, other quote unquote white folks, Italians and Irish, and they weren't even considered technically white people until the civil rights era kind of came around. Like now, all of a sudden, all these groups that were being discriminated against, now they're they're part of the collective Caucasian group in America. You understand what I'm saying? Like nothing was done specifically for it. It was the civil rights era opened up the door for everybody else to benefit heavily in this country versus us. And the reason why I say that they benefit more than us because they're coming from some place that is foreign, and they're given the tools, and they're given the patience and assistance to come up in ways that you could not offer. So we can't you can't say that somebody's jealous because they're speaking on, like you said, the divine line and all these other groups of people. Because it's evident if they're so powerful, okay, if they're so able, why have their power meant nothing? It's because they're not in there for you. They're in there for their own greed and their weakness. Because, like I say, I truly believe they're in the positions that they're in, just like Brandon Johnson, because you cannot beat them. In their mind, they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to make that sacrifice. So what? They're gonna make sure that their pockets is padded, and maybe a couple of friends and family close to them, that's willing to do favors or whatever. Because all these blacks, I know people personally that are mad. Like when we speak about these things, they're mad at me because, I'll say, okay. But you know why you're mad? Because you're renting to them. You opened up a couple of your units to them. So you don't want to hear nothing about how these people got to go. Okay? You probably some of the guys in the streets. I've seen it with my own eyes. Some of the guys in the streets got them running, some young dudes running around here doing work for them. Okay, you got some people that's in construction. They hire these people at pennies on the dollar. So when I hear some of these black folks speaking, keeping these people here, I automatically feel like you must benefit some kind of way. Because instead of standing up for your people, you figure you might as well just get what you can. But you're going to have nothing in the end if you continue to if you allow this to continue, if you allow yourself to be a part of their progression, you're going to end up putting nothing. Just like Brandon Johnson. He probably got a gun in his back. I don't doubt that. He probably got a gun in his back, but guess what? If you step into the political arena, you should already know, and the people closest to you should already know that they're taking a risk, okay, on your lives and everybody's lives around you. Mm-hmm. But if you're not that strong to stand in that position, you need to move out the way, okay? So there ain't nobody jealous of no divine and all of that foolishness. If we see what our eyes and we hear what our ears, what benefit these people have been to our community over the last couple of centuries.
Okay, we got a new call. Thank you. We got a new caller. 2742. Come on, new caller. 2742.
Okay. So I agree with what she's saying, and I agree with a lot of other callers speaking on like the political parties about them not really caring per se, right? Mm-hmm. So let's look at it this way. Do they live in your neighborhood? Do any of the Democrats or Republicans that you vote for live in your neighborhood? I'm sure they do not, right? So who lives in your neighborhood? Usually people who look like you, right? So if these people look like us, right, and we go back off other races that came here and benefited, right, but they benefited per se, but they benefit more from family. You get what I'm saying? Like the husband, the wife, the grandma, the father, the cousins, the brothers, the family tree is what they benefit from. Because we all in this as a family, so we're going to put our money together collectively. Every race, even though they benefit from civil rights, but they personally benefit from family units, from community, people that looks like them. So what happens is this. Okay, we keep saying the government give us, maybe not, right? Okay, but again, Black people are the biggest spenders. They are the biggest consumers. I tell you something even better. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, always partying, right? What are they celebrating, right? If we are in such a funk, and we are, why are we always celebrating, partying, and kicking it, right? Something is not right. So some of us care like the ones that's talking, but a lot of them don't care. They only care when things get taken from them. You can't care when something's about to get taken from you. You got to know how to keep it. So the thing is, other races, they benefit from civil rights, but they benefit from family. And then they benefit from community. Black folks don't have a community. They just have neighborhoods because there's no family unit in most Black neighborhoods. It's not a mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, grandma. It's none of that. It's friends and associates. And the friends and associates are people they kicking and smoking and partying with all that. If people can party and drink and do all these other things and go to all these functions and all this, then Black folks will come together collectively. They don't want to. We can't keep saying, well, this person got this person got that. Yeah, they have it, but how did they keep it? It ain't the point of getting something, because you have to keep it. And a lot of times, in this time given moment, people's heads are in the clouds. They don't care about nothing unless something's going to get taken from them. You get what I'm saying? And so I look at other races. I do admire that they have a family and community setting. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Can't no one man or one party push a button to ruin your whole life. That's unheard of. We don't know these political candidates personally because they never even come in our neighborhood. We don't even talk to them in a personal relationship, even a phone call. It's deeper than that. It's the family unit that's important. It's the community that's important. But you got to understand, it's the ones that care. A lot of Black folks don't care. They only care about what's being taken, and we see it every day.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, when I finish talking, then you can ask. Is that okay? So we can look at TikTok, right? And then, okay, I work for Cook County Health, right? Most of Cook County Health is Black, but some Hispanics coming in. Could we get mad? In a sense, no, because I tell you what, I know so many Black people that I'm friends with on Facebook. They do not want to work no job. They say it's slavery, right? So it's slavery that I go to work and pay my taxes and help pay your bills. That's not slavery. See, the point is, it's the one-track mindset, and it goes back to this. When something's getting ready to be threatened from me, whether it's the health care, whether it's my housing, that's when I want to piss a fit. But you got to learn how to keep things to prevent to even piss a fit. You got to be engaged about where you live and how you live and who you living around. That's what other race of people do. That's what keeps their money in their community. That's what it is. They keep their dollar flowing within each other. They support each other on a higher level beyond sports and parties and all this other stuff. They support each other in academics and everything else. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with one party or the other party, but I do agree with somebody else. Democrats have really done nothing for Black folks, but let's take it a little further. You have to do something for yourself. You can't wait on one person to hand you something. And if they do hand you something, you got to decide how you're going to keep it and make it grow. But again, we're not doing that. And this is a generational failure. That's what it is. It's like everybody, every race know they need their man and they need their woman, right? We need our man, we need our woman. That's what we need. We need the balance, we need the emotional. But in our race, the men say, I don't need these bees, females say, I don't need these men. So how are we going to build with each other? Because then you have kids, right? The kids take on the attitude, I don't even need a man, I don't want a man, or I don't even want to be a man. And the generation dwindles down and it dwindles down and it dwindles down and it dwindles down. And it's going to be a last generation that discuss politics and care about these things, because all the other generations dwindling down don't even care. They don't care about anything. And it's like, if that's the future, we have no future. But other races and other communities, they're telling theirs, hey, we're going to keep this money flowing. We're going to keep this generational wealth. We're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this going because we need to keep this in our community because we're not going to let no one take it from us. But that's all I can say. But you're going to ask your question.
Go ahead, Mark.
So do you know any other group that's inception coming into this country that has been more funded against, who has been structurally destroyed in terms of family? Do you know any other group that these things?
Okay, but how long you hold on to that? Because I understand everything you're saying. You're 100% correct. But how long do you make that an excuse?
Hold it now. Because you didn't always have the sense that you have to go work for the county. You don't know what sense I have. No, you don't know what sense I have, brother. See, the thing is with Black folks, y'all hold on to every little thing in the past. You got to move forward. Where your forwardness at? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you. Hold on. Look up forward. If you look up forward, you see me in the dictionary.
But you keep looking back though. Okay, so why you not looking forward though, brother? Why you not looking forward?
Man. One thing that I don't do is because I figured out automatically beat up on black people who haven't.
Lord.
Okay, so now,
Lord.
I guarantee you, I'm far along than you are.
You don't even know me, so you sound like an emotional male. Now you sound very.
Ma'am, he let you talk, ma'am.
Okay, but he's very emotional, like an emotional woman.
It doesn't matter. Let him
Okay, I'm
finish.
not talking to you, but I'm gonna respect Mark's show.
As a matter of fact, let me stop asking you. I'm just gonna say this, right? When you talk about somebody being given some stuff, these immigrants were just given stuff, and they just walk.
I said keeping it. I didn't say just giving. I said keep it. I didn't say
but they're not gonna keep it.
You just missed out. Okay, you right. Go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Always have black people saying,
Get that dog cutting up, y'all.
Well, it was given to these white folks. It was given to these white folks.
It
was given to these immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Given to these immigrants that just walk into this country. Everything that they got, you know what I'm saying, is given to them. Okay. I mean, black folks fought for everything. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay. These white folks that's in this country, they ain't work for nothing. Okay, they can't. There could be no more of a begging group of people that sent overseas and got another group to go do the work for them. There could be no more lazy people than white people that went and got a group of people to do the work for them. Okay, and when you talk about something being given to somebody, right now we talking in the last 4 years. These guys, these immigrants ain't work for nothing.
I agree.
They gave them everything that they just walked into this country, and they don't have our history. They don't have the history of slavery, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, welfare reform. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of what you're speaking on, you really don't have no knowledge of.
No, that's your opinion. That's called it's called an opinion, right? But you have an opinion. That's your opinion.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay. You really need to be a student. Because you don't really
No, so you and your feelings.
No, you don't know.
Just gave an opinion. You don't know. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Well, tell me what welfare reform is.
Oh no, hold on. Let me finish. I said no. Hold on. Can I talk?
What is welfare reform?
Because can I talk though? No, you act like a woman. You act like a whole emotional woman. You act like a woman. You and your feelings.
Let's see.
Well, no, hold on. Let me talk.
Like you know something.
No, you know what? So you said when I spoke on, no, hold on, I'm going to answer you there, but I'm going to answer this first. When you said, I said giving, I said everybody was giving, I said keeping it. I never said an issue with anybody be giving anything. I said keeping it. Whatever you were given to keep it. I never said it was an issue with black people being given anything. You need to listen before you start talking.
So I heard you loud and clear. That's why I was fine.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. No, you didn't.
Keep talking. Keep.
But you know what? I'm going to get off the line with you because you seem very overly emotional about this issue. No, you just not ready to be a man. Yeah, whatever.
You're not equipped for this conversation, okay? And you're one of the ones that y'all go on the inside and then y'all frown upon those that haven't come up. And you're the one, you part of those that I'm talking about. And I'm saying this directly to you because I hear the disdain in your voice. You know what I'm saying? And guarantee you got family members that are going through things that you treat them the same way. You got that same mindset for your family. You know what I mean? That old uppity nigga mindset that you got. You know what I mean? And I'm here to check you. I don't care about you being no woman. You know what I mean?
That part. Go ahead on.
You got.
Hey man, you still on that.
Hateful spirit for poor black people. You know what I'm saying? That's why you talk the way you talk. But I'm the one that you need to be talking to like that. Whether you male or female, old or young, you could be some kin to me. And the same thing goes for you. I know you don't want to hear this, so you got off the line. But I'm gonna you know what I mean? So this is about us. Those of us that have awakened, those of us that know what's going on, we go back and teach those that don't have the access. You know what I mean? Nobody in this country has gone through what Black Americans have gone through. Make no mistake about it. They ain't lived. They haven't gone through slavery, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, bombings. You know what I'm saying? Of their towns. So they don't have the legacy of attack and pain and struggle that our people have gone through.
Exactly. Now, Mark, can I ask you a question? Okay. And this is in the sense of what you're saying. What pisses me off, Mark, is when black people call in here and say, we're living in the past and we should forget what happened to us. Tell that to the Jews.
Exactly.
See, brother. They have so much hate. They have so much hate for themselves and their people, and they never even stop to even pay attention to what happened with Jews and how they respond to their world around them. What happens is they get an opportunity and then they start frowning upon their people. And most of their people don't know how to respond back to that. But see, that's why God made people like us to stand up for those, the least of these that can't speak for themselves. We'll speak for them. And we'll definitely keep them old uppity sellouts in their place. We don't care about how special they think they are. And guess what? We still give them a chance to wake up. They can come back, but they want to come amongst us, not this day in this generational time, and treat the people like God. It ain't gonna happen around us.
All right.
Hey, another thing.
Let me take
Mark,
this new call.
Another thing, Mark.
Go ahead, Bill. I'm gonna take a new call out there. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
Another thing. The sisters talking about forgetting the past. We're not talking just about slavery and Jim Crow that's still happening in a different form. We talking about stuff that's still being placed and knees put on our neck right now. There's no community anywhere in America, in the United States, that would withheld or could take what Black America has taken in our country. We still got guns being dumped in our neighborhood. We still got liquor being poured in our neighborhood. And I'm not saying anything about nothing against drinking or anything like that. We should have every opportunity that any other community have. But Martin has said something constantly on this show about politics, where they brought up about the Italians and the Jews. They have their candidates and they bought judges. They bought senators and made them act accordingly to what they needed them to act for. We have it. That's one of our disparages. And when Mark get a chance to respond, I like to know what's going on as far as the Republicans coming to have candidates in Chicago in the city council. Does he think half of the council will be flipped, or the percentage of these deadbeats that's in there are going to be leaving out?
Okay, hold it, Mark.
Well,
I'm done.
Go ahead, Mark, real quick. I got a new caller. Go ahead. And Andre back on. Go ahead.
So I want to make it crystal clear to us. We're not waiting to see what no Democrats or Republicans going to do when it comes to candidates. And I know that's been explained to our people. Our people have been told what to do for so long that we're in automatic drive thinking that we must wait for what they choose. No. We're going to our own people from amongst us, and we're going to run our own people. And that's where the problem comes in, where our people unconsciously think. And I'm not beating up on the saying because unconsciously, because we've been trained to believe that the war and the politicians call the shot, that we wait on them to see who they're going to run, or even on the side. No. This is about us saying amongst ourselves, we are going to run our candidates. We are going to dictate our politics. And for all those sellouts been in control under, for the last 50 years, while our parents have been grown up to look to, we are saying no to them. We are going to go to the direction, and we're going to elect people that we think should be in office, and we know should be in office. We're not going to be dictated to by the Democrat or Republican Party. We the dictators. We don't control what happens. Okay? That's what we are right now.
Let's go to the new caller. Area code 305. Somebody got a feedback. That ain't you, Gray, is it? The feedback. But okay. 305. Area code 305.
How you doing? How you doing today, Mark? You can hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I want to apologize to that brother because people these days mix passion for what they is with emotion, and for her to call that man a woman because he's passionate about his people is a sad case in America. Um, People don't realize you can't forget the past when that's all we have. That's what we build on. That's what we is. America is built off our backs, and they want us to whitewash our history, but that is what the foundation of America is our history. So we cannot sit there and forget the past and talk about living in the past. The past is what's going to set up our future if we can get on the right one accord. Now, there's a lot of separation in America. Of course, they separated our black community. I'm from the South. I seen it every day where a black man could go in there educated, it's all outdoors, and they would still give it to the C plus white man because they're more comfortable with the white man in that position. So what we supposed to do at that point? Do we supposed to sit there and accept it, or we supposed to keep building in our own community to build our wealth? The generational wealth, we can't do the generational wealth when we never had a head start. So we have to build, and we have to start communicating with one another in a better form other than keep name calling and picking on each other. But that's all I wanted to say, Martin. Y'all have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Oh, we got our guest back, Andre Smith. Hey, bro. I know you
Hey,
just
what's
got back in, but it's been heated since you left. It's been heated.
well, you know what, brother? Let me explain this to you. It's supposed to be heated. When good information is going out, it conflict with contrary information. So when there's a negative and a positive, brother, you generate heat. And that's what his life is all about. And if you listen to the words and the language of what people are saying, just like I heard someone say that a man called a woman, a woman called a man a woman or something like that. Please, as a man once taught me, to rise above emotions into the thinking of God. People use language because they're hurt and they don't have the information of other language that should replace the language that don't go where they're trying to put it. So when she say a man is a woman, that's not true. So she can't find the right language to attack the man because something penetrated the sister to hurt the sister. So in so many words of what I'm saying, brother, no matter how dressed up we are, Brother Martin, no matter what position we are, we're damaged. Ain't no if and buts about that. We are damaged people. That's why the language has to be continued talked about and discussed about reparations. Nobody is damaged like us. Nobody. They can talk about the Holocaust. They pay reparations to them. They pay reparations to the Indians. They pay reparations to Japan. You name it. They have fixed it. They apologize, except the black man and the black woman.
Good.
Educating is not just important. Education is a must.
Mark want to say
Hey,
something.
Andre.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Dre, really what happens is that when our people have that I have arrived mindset, they think the rest of America shouldn't have nothing to say. They think that only what they're saying is going to be the only way. And those days are over. And that's what they need to really realize that those days are over. I ain't going to be no, you a city worker, a county worker, a federal worker, and you treat the poor people like garbage. And you don't be held accountable and challenged on what you're doing. We know exactly where that type of mindset is coming from. And she ain't that old. She ain't that old of a woman, but she got the same mindset that we watched our parents' generation that worked for government have back when we were children. We know where it comes from. We know exactly where your talking points come. We've been writing them meetings. with them same old hateful city workers, you know what I mean, that's been there long before you were born. We know where it's coming from. Now, again, no matter what line of work you're in, what you have or don't have, you will not do what you do without being questioned. And you got a chance to turn things around and do the right thing. But if you think that it's going to be what you said and your way of the highway, or either my way of the highway, you can think again. Okay? And it'd be best that people with that type of mindset, Dre, it'd be best that they separate from us. That'd be the best for them. Just get away from us. Go over there. So,
and I bet
people.
I bear witness, brother Mark.
We can get more. We probably got more access than she'll ever have in her life, but we're not gonna treat our people like trash though, and we ain't gonna let them do it the way.
See, back then they was talking to people that had third grade education. You know, people now have college degrees, and they learned. Matter of fact, they even learned in the mislearning educational system. You know what words mean, and they said that word don't. I agree with you 1,000%. And if a person want to go to a religious point of view, then shit, Jesus flipped over the goddamn table. He walked in there and just turned the damn table over. And that's the point that we at right now. We need to turn over some tables.
Okay. Let's I want to read one of the comments again. Paris, he or she is back at it again. They said, well, then get out of your situation, Bill. I find it ironic that asylum seekers come to this country because they want a better life for themselves. I can't hear you,
Martin, if you're saying something.
Yeah, I'm saying something. Hold on. Let me turn it up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, Dre? Can you hear me? Turn your phone. Hold on, Dre. Let me make sure you can hear me. Hold on. Make sure you can hear me. Okay, can you hear me, Dre? Dre, he probably can't hear me. You're going to have to go out and come back in. You have to go out and come back in. Okay. You got to go out. He can't hear me. But let me read this question. Maybe Mark or Bill, because it's referred to Bill. He says that, well, then get out of your situation, Bill. I find it ironic that the asylum seekers come to this country because they want a better life for themselves and their family. Why haven't black people done it? Oh, my God. Ooh, that's terrible.
Well, since my name is on it,
go ahead.
She doesn't even know what my situation is. I live a fairly decent life. Mm-hmm. But I do know I never forgot where I came from. And I still have people in my family, friends, and not just family and friends. There's people that look like me that's going through a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff that I mentioned, I was part of the problem because I didn't know no better. I sold drugs in several neighborhoods, but I didn't realize what the problem was, and I was part of it. Now I see different, and I know it's people there that don't have a way out, and the only way they think they can get out of the hood is through selling drugs, stealing, or carjacking, committing crimes. And it's sad that our people feel that way because a lack of opportunity has been forced upon them purposely through a system. Is systematic. It's systematic. And I realize that and see it.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said that black people, why haven't black people done it? So in this country, it's letter up here, note, whatever, message. But as a group, we're losing. We're not sticking together. See, when we have that mentality, once we get our education, we get our home, and we get things that are flowing well for us, we forget about where we come from. We cannot do that, people. We can't even look down on others. You know, some people only feel good about themselves only when they talk down on people. We should not have the attitude as being black people. Guess what? A lot of us came from nothing. We came from nothing, and we have some things now. Now we have to be careful. Look at those people in California. Remember, I often say here, Andre, and I'm going religious a little bit here. We got to hold everything in life with a loose grip, because knowing any given moment we can lose it all. Look at California fires.
And a matter of fact,
yeah. Look at California fires. Those were some professional people. Some was rich, middle class. They lost it all. They lost everything. Everything. Even some of them, insurance got dropped before this tragic happened.
Right.
And I'm gonna go a little further than that. The white folks was giving 100-some thousand, and the black people was giving 30-some thousand for their damage and stuff like that.
That part.
So we see it all the time, people. So those of us that's doing well in life, that's established and got it going on, enjoy it. It's only lent to you for a little while. Then it's gonna belong to somebody else. That wife that you have might go to another man. That car may go to the auction. Your clothes may go to the clean out man and put on the flea market table. I got to tell the truth. That diploma that you took so hard to work and it took them every bit of 10 minutes to make is going to get thrown in the garbage by your own son or daughter. Oh, that's mom. We don't need it. Listen, I have been in people's homes where they said, Martin, if anything in here you find is yours, we just want everything out of here. They want to get everything out of there and sell at home and go on about their life. So I'm telling you, people, we got to be careful because we got it today and we might not have it tomorrow now. And I'm not against people that's doing great. We got some people on here successful. Andre successful, Mark, Dr. Sanders, Bill. They doing well in life. But
Dr. Davis.
Dr. Davis. I'm sorry, Dr. Davis. What I meant to say. I said Dr. Sanders. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying it can happen. And we know some of us that's hustlers that been out in the street. We had a good run. But then after a while, it dried up. It is gone now. Now what you gonna do now? Mark said it. Claude Anderson said it. 3 things. If you're not educated, if you're not an entrepreneur, you're gonna steal. That's the only option you got left. That's you're gonna steal. So let's go to this new caller real quick. Mr. Sarge, I'm very interested to see what he got to say. Go ahead, Sarge.
What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, my bro?
Oh, same. Now, you get to talking about the what do you call it? The asylum seekers, which is a blatant lie. You know, that was a plot, but I'm not gonna get deep into that. They need to go. Get them out of here. You're going to give them all these financial resources while you have people whose family bloodline in this country goes all the way back to the days of slavery and you're giving them nothing? Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We can't do that one. Oh, no, I'm not for that. Now, for the rest of it, with those that, man, they put guns and drugs in the neighborhood. Yeah, but ain't nobody pulled a gun on you and told you to sell it or use it. So miss me with that one, okay? But when it comes to the funds they giving these doggone Vato Locos, no, pimping. I'm not with that at all. Never was. But I knew what the plot was from the get-go gate, and I said it. And people thought I was crazy. Then it happened, and it's like, well, see, you didn't say nothing about. I'm like, what? I had to paint the whole picture? I'm not a fortune teller. Okay, so no. And when the mass deportation thing starts, and they get these internment camps, if they get them, and lock them on the way before they ship them back off to from whence they came, it's all good. See, and as for those that got and this and that, hey, in my world. It ain't about whatever it is once you're gone. You can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried. You got to give them an A for effort. They tried to take it with them. You can't take none of this with you. So you better enjoy what you can enjoy while you're here and enjoy that way. Because I tell you what, text. That's how it works. A picture of me when I was a little kid. And what you see on the wall in the background is Insane Gangster, G-Love.
SOS, DOS.
Okay. That's what you see painted on the wall while I'm playing in the backyard with what's supposed to be grass at a birthday party. Toe up from the floor up. Neighborhood was toe back, right? I'm not living like that now. And all this, you forgot where you came from. I ain't never forgot where I came from. I know what it was where I came from. That's the reason my narrow behind left and never went back. To me being a high school dropout that went back to get my diploma and made stuff happen. Same with my best friend that was a year behind in high school. You know what I'm saying? We did our thing. No college, no nothing. So we ain't geniuses. All these people with these letters behind their names, BA, GA, MBA, and any of them other high-ranking names. It's this thing called intestinal fortitude. If you got intestinal fortitude to succeed, you will succeed.
That's true.
I land the plane there, Martin.
Okay, let me say this real quick. Listen, I'm agreeing with Andre. He said earlier, he don't mind immigrants coming here if they come the right way. You just can't come here and ride on it under a pretense of a lie. Now, listen, we can't afford to let a whole country of people come over here for a better life. What that's going to do to our opportunities and our resources for those of us that need it. Yeah, I'm mad about the money part. I'm definitely mad about it because I know a young lady that had like 5 or 6 children. She couldn't even get in the shelter because the migrants had all the shelters taken up. And she lived here. She's born and raised here. Shouldn't I be mad? I felt bad for her.
Hell yeah.
She had 5 babies and she needed to be in the shelter and she couldn't get in the shelter because everywhere was taken up by the migrants.
Mark,
go ahead, Mark.
Legal and illegal.
Yeah.
We need a moratorium for 50 years so that our people will catch up on legal and illegal immigration. Okay? Now, we may not get it, but we need a moratorium for at least 20 to 50 years of no immigrants coming here, whether they're legal or illegal. And with that, we must rise our people up. See, a lot of the reason why they had to bring in illegals and legal immigrants was because our own people, along with these racist Jews and Irish in the city, have been discriminating against the vast majority of our people. There's no shortage of workforce. There's no shortage. There's a discrimination problem that says that because a person has a record, that you can leave them out of the equation. So if you done left out 1 million people out of the equation, then quite naturally, you're going to have to reach from somewhere else to make up for those numbers. When the solution should be, okay, after they serve their time, put them back in the workforce so they don't have to be criminals. You see? And it didn't happen without these black racists helping discriminate against our people. And we went through this for at least 50 years. We went through this for at least 50 years where the black racists, these Jews and these Irish in this city discriminated against poor black people, forced them into a life of crime, and then pointed at them and called them a criminal. No, the real criminal is the social engineer, is those who went to these universities and played a role after they graduated in the social engineering and the destruction of our community. See, that's why any and everybody can't challenge these uppity black folks because they don't have enough information. So those of us that have the information and the men and women of today that are well learned, like myself and Andre, yourself, we have to speak up for the less fortunate of our people. We're not going to sit back and watch the Democrat Party pass a new crime bill to lock our children up, to pass a new NAFTA bill where they sent all the jobs out of the country, pass welfare reform where they made women and children homeless. It ain't going to happen under our watch. And we don't care who say that we should stand down. We don't care about these national organizations that are all headquartered right here in Chicago. Let me wake that part up. Do y'all know 99% of the national black organizations are headquartered in Chicago, while all this unemployment, poverty, crime, mass group of immigrants are brought into this country, schools are all messed up.
Tell them why. Tell them why.
No. I'm telling you why right now.
No. We know that's what it is, but tell them why they located in Chicago. Tell them.
My best guess is to do nothing. You know? Like
no, remember that newspaper? No, brother, remember that newspaper, the Daily Defender?
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that newspaper?
Yeah.
It got distributed all on the Pullman Railroad, nationwide by Pullman porters when they called the porters George.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led a lot of people to believe, hey, Chicago was the promised land. So you got all of these, the NAACP and this and that and the third in Chicago, because Chicago is a major rail hub.
No, what I'm saying to us is that you have these organizations, all these national organizations headquartered here, and they ain't doing nothing. That's really what
that's true.
On. They ain't doing
that's
nothing.
True.
And so
that's
now,
because there was an algorithm created. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. There was an algorithm created to bring black people down, to destroy the families, to create crack in our community, to give the VA, the veterans, when they were in Vietnam, parents, so they come back here and it was destroyed. It was an algorithm. We all know that.
Yeah. Well, we are going to get in front. See, now that we're the mothers and fathers of today, you know, respectfully to our parents who got in, our parents' generation. I'm talking about only the ones that got in. I'm not talking about all of the baby boomers. I don't want nobody to miss where I'm going with this. I'm saying most of those baby boomers that got in position after the 60s movement, after civil rights movement, most of them went in and closed the doors on the rest of us. And so now that we are of age, we gonna dictate what happens politically, economically, socially, and every other way possible. And so that means we have to separate from them. So be it. And Martin, I'm saying to you, but you got a voice all over this country with this medium, all over this city. It's time that we call our people together to show them how to progress, show them that we must go against these mass groups of illegals that are coming to this country. We must walk them into prosperity. Okay? Don't listen to no Black Greeks. Don't listen to no Masons or Eastern Stars. They're not part of us. They separated themselves when they called themselves those groups. Okay? A lot of them they have been a part of starving our people into savages. Let them speak for themselves and we speak for ourselves. We make sure that our children, when it comes to STEM education, we make sure that our children receive STEM education no different than these Indians and these Nigerian children that are coming into this country. These school teachers ain't said nothing about STEM education not being first and foremost. And here it is. They know that technology is the wave of the future. And so if nothing else, just alone, just what STEM stands for: science, technology, English and math, right? They should have been teaching that all the time, right?
Right.
So it had been really teaching it, right? If they really been teaching it, then why is there a need to bring some Indian children into this country to work in the tech job? Yeah. Well, that means that they weren't teaching it.
Good.
So
Mark,
we're saying now that
I got a new call. I want to say this real quick. I got a new caller too. Trust me, anybody that white people allow to come over here, they're only here to serve their interests. Let me say it again. Anybody that white people invite over here or bring over here or allow to come in this country, they're here to serve their interests, not ours, people. And Mark is right. We have to fight for our people that don't have no voice. We are the parents of the day, and we don't have to take that. We have a constitution, and we know how to read, and we know how to fight. And when I say fight, I ain't talking about with machine guns and nothing like that. We use this powerful tool here. We're not just going to be satisfied with a big old house and a car and a fat 6-figure bank account and degree. We're not going to be satisfied. I got mine. That's it. Now I'm just waiting to die. No. We're going to fight for our people. I'm telling you, we have to fight for our people, for the voiceless. Some of these people that's on this live, this messages, they have made a vow to whatever organization they have, that they're going to do what they're going to do. And they're not going to help the masses. They're not going to help the masses. They don't even see you as a brother or as a sister. They're not going to help you in any kind of way.
But they'll help. They'll sit in office.
Yeah.
In these aid offices in the city, in the county. They'll sit in there and help these illegals. See, look, man. Please hear this and hear this clearly. Illegals, just in the last 4 years, that flooded into this country, they could not have received the resources without the role that all of these Democrats have played, including the black Democrats, and not just the ones that are politicians, even the ones that work in the aid office. They help these people. These people didn't just come here and get access. No, these black people that are in there help them. And all we're saying to them is, since you helped them and they were illegal and broke the law, then help your own people, help your own family members. Nothing happened under the Chicago New Americans plan. And I want everybody on that can hear me speaking. Look up the Chicago New Americans plan. The Chicago New Americans plan. Nothing happened. Nothing took place. Or that plan could not be actualized. That plan could not be actualized without the help of black people that work for government, that work for these housing organizations. Without these black churches, they help these illegals whereas they wouldn't even help even members of their own churches, members of their own families. They couldn't get all this stuff without the role that some of these black people, along with these Jews and Irish, because I'm keep speaking on the black elite and the black people that work for government, along with the Jews and Irish, because these are the three groups for the most part that are in power under the Democrat Party in the city of Chicago. Never forget that. They're the ones who help these illegals get access to all these programs. And so from now on, Martin, everything that they did to help them, we're going to be demanding that the same processes and programs be used to help the rest of us. Or we're going to raise hell. Or we're going to take the people and we're going to raise hell with all these sellouts and these Jews and Irish. Oh no, you ain't gonna look out for them and then tell us, that's only for them. No. Under Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act, that's called discrimination. Okay? Under Title 67, that's called discrimination. And we're gonna file suit, we're gonna protest, we're gonna get y'all ass fired. See, they ain't never had no group of black folks that come for them the way we about to come for them. See? There is no need for people to come from outside this country.
Mark, tell us real quick. We're going to take the caller. Tell us about those of us that's naive about the Chicago New American plan. Just give us maybe 2-minute brief of what it's talking about, real quick.
So a brief synopsis on what the new Chicago New Americans plan is. It's basically where Rahm Emanuel, who is a Zionist immigrant Jew that hates black people, when he was mayor, he convened a meeting with all immigrant leaders, along with, and when I say all immigrant leaders, I'm talking about whether they were from India, Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, Israel, it didn't matter. He convened a meeting with them. And in that meeting, they vowed to give all jobs, contracts, housing, welfare resources, Section 8, education. They vowed to give all those resources over to immigrants. But again, it could not have happened without the role that black people played in it, that were at the table as well. They sat at that table and agreed to let us be replaced by all of these people. And so we must demand that everything that's in that Chicago New Americans plan that they gave to immigrants be given to the rest of us. They got rid of the red tape so they can get loans to buy homes, start businesses, everything. So,
they said it just like that, the red tape. You know, the red tape is for us, the black folks. Let's see what this new caller have to say. Come on, 8500. Come on, Stringer. 8500. Thank you
Hey,
for
what's
holding.
going on, Mark? How y'all
Go ahead.
doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
I agree with you. With if they come over the right way, that's cool. But we know that's not what happened. That's not what's happening. But I was reading somewhere where HelloFresh was under investigation for employing migrants, and the migrants was doing the cooking and the packages right here in Chicago. And it was children that was doing that, and they're under investigation right now for labor laws and stuff like that. And I'm not surprised. Because wherever businesses can find opportunities, and that's why, some of the young Black people say, hey, I can't get no job. Well, a kid that may want to work for HelloFresh, well, he's not going to get a job because HelloFresh paying them $3, $4, whatever. And then come to find out, Chicago is also sending out these little papers or whatever for migrants to put on houses or wherever they, reside at, talking about know your right. And the sign reads, you cannot enter private property without a valid judicial warrant. If you have a valid judicial warrant, slide it under the door. If you do not have a valid judicial warrant, you do not have the right to enter my home, private property. And the next one says, I will not answer any questions. I will call my attorney. Like, I find it really crazy how much effort people are putting into saving these migrants than saving us. I've never seen somebody reach back so far to get people who haven't paid taxes, never paid taxes, get so much. But we got to understand where this all stems from. Like, this home of the brave and all that's bullshit. That wasn't for us. That wasn't for us anyway. Like, we celebrate holidays that is about, people taking over stuff or killing people or raping people. And now we get this instance where we're watching these migrants come over here and actually get more than what, like, they getting reparations. In so many ways, it's like, man, how they getting all this? It ain't done nothing. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go. For these people to be over here, why would a country give you people unless they don't want them anymore? Like, will we give Venezuela Michael Jordan? Well, I mean, y'all take Michael Jordan. You take Tiger Woods. You guys can like, we wouldn't do that, right? But you would give somebody like a troubled kid or a troubled adult that's been locked up. Yeah, man, get him up out of here. We trying to. Why send them here though? Put them in your own jail.
Because the government allowed it. That's why, and there's money
You're
involved.
absolutely right. But I'll say this too about somebody mentioned something about helping Black kids and stuff like that, man. I feel like my store tried to get broken into over the weekend. And this is probably the 5th time that didn't happen in the last 2 years. And when you look at the video, it's not Venezuelans, it's not white folks, it's our cousins, it's our nephews, it's our family. It's our family. When no Venezuelans, not a damn Venezuelan tried to break in that store. Not a damn white boy that tried to break in that store. It's been niggas. Excuse my French.
Nigers.
That's what it's been.
Mm-hmm.
So when we sit here, yeah, that's right. Edited for I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, we got to be careful how much we sit here and talk about, oh, we need to save. Nah, I love to send some of them other folks over there with them. So if ISIS come to deport them, come grab some of us too. Some of us need to go too. I'm sorry. Some of us need to go. Y'all may not want to say it. I'm going to say it. Some of us need to go right along with them. Because we're not doing nothing to help this economy. We're not doing nothing to help the world. We actually hurting it. I'm not scared of going to Falcon Fuel because there's Venezuelans there. I'm not scared to pull up at a Falcon Fuel because white folks there. I'm scared to pull up at Falcon Fuel because it's a brother that looked like me or you standing there that may rob or shoot me for going in there to get a bag of snacks and pay for some gas. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't. As much as the Venezuelans get on my nerves and all this other good stuff, man, it's a bigger. I ain't gonna say it's bigger than the migrants, but we really got to clean up our own backyard. We do. It's messy. It's filthy. And I don't care how much we talk about, oh, the white man this, the white man. Hey, I'm sorry. I love being black. But ain't no white man that stabbed me on my back. He ain't. He just ain't done it. And I went to an HBCU. So I'm all the way there. But when I look at each other, I be like, yo, we really got to help each other.
I wanna address some of that, dear brother.
No, hold up, Andre. Hold on. You say he went to HBCU. You know what social engineering is, then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By you knowing what social engineering is, don't you think that some of those social engineers that went to HBCUs and them Jews and them don't you think they need to get sent back too?
Absolutely. It's not one particular. It's a whole. It's not just what I'm telling you is it's not just them. It's not just us. It's not just them. It's a whole.
No.
You can pick from each.
I heard you. I heard you loud and clear. But I just wanted to add the so-called legitimate people who were the social engineers and who are the social engineers that destroyed the ones that you scared to go in the gas station with, right? Because see, we never talk about the social engineers. We only talk about the byproducts of social engineering. You know, that's kind of like saying Frankenstein went crazy, but you don't hold Dr. Frankenstein accountable. Dr. Frankenstein created Frankenstein. So if one crazy, the other one crazy, right?
That's good teaching. Good teaching.
So are we? Yeah, I hear you.
So let me say this.
If we're gonna talk about the byproduct, we definitely got to talk about those social engineers that created the madness. Don't you think that these HBCUs have mass produced a bunch of dangerous people, just like they produce a bunch of conscious, educated people? Don't you think that some of those people left those HBCUs have been a danger, more dangerous than a dope dealer or a gangbanger? Don't you know that don't you think that some of them are more dangerous than dope dealers and gangbangers?
Give an example.
I think once you use your brain correctly, it's dangerous all the way around.
No, that ain't what I just asked you. I said, don't you think that some of those people that left them HBCUs are more dangerous as social engineers than dope dealers and gangbangers?
Violently, no.
If you produce a violent person, then what does that make you?
But
if you socially engineer the violent, if you socially engineer the violent person, don't that make you just as dangerous as that violent person is?
Well, what HBCUs produce violent black people? Explain.
I just said social engineering. If
okay.
You understand what social engineering is.
I understand, brother. I'm your brother. I understand what social engineering is.
I'm having a conversation with you. I'm your brother.
All right, I understand what social engineering is, but I'm asking for proof. Put some proof on the table, my brother.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and that's probably where I'm lost at too.
Name names. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I got you. Okay, I'm gonna give you the understanding. So if you receive $1 million to $5 to $10 million a year to socially develop your community, just say your community, and you mismanage that money and don't socially develop the people, and those people end up going into a life of crime, can you be in a court of law being found guilty, as well as the person who was socially engineered that went astray and started killing and selling dope? Don't you think that you should be held accountable? And I'm just starting with the social service. I ain't with the pastors, the politicians. I'm just going to talk about the social service organizations, for example, because they're the closest to the ground, right? They're the ones giving the money to do job development, educational development, all these different types of social programs. They're the ones who are being given the money. Don't you think that they should be held accountable too?
But you saying there's manipulation being involved here. I'm trying to see where's the manipulation at.
Exactly. Talk to me quick. Don't talk to me quick.
It's something wrong with y'all.
When you say social engineering,
wrong with both y'all as men that y'all don't see what I'm saying.
No, brother. Look, brother.
Can I intervene?
Andre, no, hold on, Bill. Let Andre go. Andre, you want to tackle this? Because I know you're trying to say then. If not, I'm gonna let Bill go.
Yeah, I got a couple of things I want.
Okay, go ahead, Andre. Go ahead.
I got a couple of things I want to address. One that brother stated in regards to the migrants, that they had a letter that they can either put under their door, on their door to defend their house. My question would have been, or is, why didn't all those people on 57 and Low get that same letter when their houses became eminent domain for the railroad? You know, here's the other piece to that. Here's the other piece.
Shame the devil.
The other piece to that is, I don't know about nobody else, brother, but it hurts me when we belittle our people and we just throw away our people without looking at the condition, and we surface talk. Surface talk means that we talk about today and we don't talk about the condition that got us to today. Our people went through some brutality. Our people been through some stuff that you can't stomach today to watch or to hear about. That's what created them. And then when they was put into the uneducated institution, which is called the educational school system, they was miseducated. They was educated, as Mark is talking about. They are programmed and paid to program us. Right now, today, 2025, University of Chicago and other universities are studying us as they move in to remove us. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the other thing to that. In closing, brother say he's worried about one of his own while he entered. No disrespect, please forgive me. He said he's worried about one of his own while he entered a gas station to buy some chips. Well, Martin, me and you talked about around 16 years ago. Our funeral homes became our family reunions. Our gas stations have became our grocery store. My question is, no disrespect, brother, you focus on the brother standing outside of the gas station may hurt you, but you're not focused on the damn gas station is your grocery store. You should be focusing on why in the hell do you have to go to a gas station to buy some chips or something healthy and some old ass milk? Why don't you have a grocery store in 2025 in your goddamn community?
Yes, sir. Let me
see they
real quick.
told
What
us.
I said was hold on one second. What I said was I went in there. What I said was I went in there to get some gas. This is a quote. I said I went in there to get some gas and I got some chips. Carry on. Continue.
Okay, so
hold up, Dre. Let me ask him. You the HBCU graduate? Are you the HBCU graduate?
I went to Valley State for 3 years and I came back again to go.
Are you a frat?
I don't know what's so funny. But
stop, Dre. No. Are you a frat member?
I was online. They suspended my line, man. So no, okay. I'm not a frat.
Okay, cool. Hey, bro, being a college graduate and not understanding the impact of social engineering begs you to kind of like go back to class, right?
Once again, you have to show me where the manipulation at, brother. You still haven't shown me where the manipulation. You can say that all day. You can say social engineering. Show me the manipulation.
Social engineering.
Can I help Mark out with this too?
Can I speak about it?
Go ahead,
Bill.
Go ahead.
The social engineering
that most people like that don't want to say that America was built on racism to hold you back. Do you know who paid for Congress and the Senate to be established? Is white supremacy or people who want to hold you back had that as their first agenda. Do you know that these people for hundreds of years, the curriculum that they allowed in these schools that they built, that they gave the money to after giving it to Congress and the Senate, they established the curriculum that they wanted to enforce. Please believe it. This is way deeper than most black people, and it's not a persuasion. It's not.
Those teachers couldn't challenge that curriculum. Is that what you're saying,
brother? The whole system has been.
Can you answer the question? Are you saying that those teachers couldn't challenge that curriculum that was causing their?
You know what? Can I speak about that? You know they couldn't. You know what? I've experienced, and I talk about this with my son all the time. I've experienced two black male teachers I've had in my life that actually would sneak, close the classroom door and sneak and try to teach us what he felt was the truth, very informative things, and would get in trouble. No, the teachers cannot individually challenge the curriculum. And a lot of them don't even bother to these days.
Now watch
That's
this.
the truth.
Watch this. Watch this.
That's
Watch
right.
this. Watch this. We were in slavery. We challenged the system of
Our
slavery.
ancestors.
We were.
No.
We ain't gonna get off into that about no.
Ain't no we.
Excuse me.
You ain't pick chop no tobacco or sugar cane.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah, please do, but be correct.
So.
Well, the Bible say, hold on, Mark, please. The Bible say to this day,
Let me finish this, Andre.
a man that's in debt is a slave.
But see, Andre, where I'm going with this is Dr. King them challenged the system and won legislation and all kinds of things, right? And so to say that today, 2025, 2024, 2023, that you couldn't challenge the system who was promoting a harmful curriculum is sad. It's a sad sight, and it's for young people to hear, grown black folks, because I know some young people listening to us right now.
Yeah.
And all of us, we sound like we have age. I'm 9, 7, 10, most all of it that's talking right now, we over 40 and over 50 years old. So to say that we can't challenge and couldn't challenge the curriculum is sad. And
you know what I made my statement is not to say that we can't. When I made my statement, I'm not saying, because I don't know what side you are on. I'm not saying that we can't. I'm just acknowledging the fact that in my experience, I've seen the results of when some of our people try to challenge it. I don't hear about any of that too much anymore. So you're talking about you've been to school and everything, you've been part of HBCUs and all that. I don't even believe that too many of our educators even step up in that matter. It's not that they can't. You can do whatever you want to do. It's a matter of do you have the strength to stand up?
But I asked
you
the question,
what I'm saying?
I asked the question, can you challenge the curriculum? And
of course you can,
no.
Mark.
Okay, so that's what we need to be discussing. How old are you, man? I'm 51 years old. How old are you?
And I wasn't going against what you're saying, challenging the curriculum. I'm not saying that, but I was just establishing.
How old are you, man?
I'm 63.
63 years
old. A young 63.
Just
and damn.
Young, old.
Let me get it clear though.
Man,
let me get it clear.
I was trying to finish. At 63 years old, you know what I mean? You should be quiet if you ain't willing to challenge stuff. Just shut up.
No, see, that's Mark.
That's that HBCU garbage coming out. Daddy.
No, Mark,
I don't know why y'all keep bringing up HBCU. I think I'm the only one that went there, so y'all can stop that shit. Talk about something else. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Hey, Mark, I was not disputing.
Y'all tripping.
I'm not
I
disputing.
said that I'm 51 years old. He said that he's 63, and he's saying
Right.
what can't be challenged and what ain't being challenged.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. Mark, you didn't listen
say
to
that.
me because I said I was jumping on board to support what you were saying. I didn't say not to challenge. You have to challenge to make change. But I want everybody to know that this curriculum curriculum that was taught that's against us has been taught for hundreds of years. That's all I'm saying. I agree.
Well, and I agree with you. The new curriculum has changed. The new curriculum has changed because now they got homosexuality in the curriculum, and you saw how trying to fight that went for everybody. So I'm just saying, like you can sit here and try to fight the curriculum all day.
Dr. King didn't give up. Dr. King didn't give up. You know what I mean? Because they were being counteracted.
And I'm with you.
Okay. They got bit by dogs. Water got sprayed on them. All kinds of things. And so
I got hit with bean bags. I got hit with bean bags. I got tear gas.
Cool.
Like people been on the front line. People have been on the front line.
It's time that it happen again. It's time that it happen again.
Well, listen, I don't mind going out there as long as you in front of me.
I ain't got no problem.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? It sounds good. And if he's in front of you, I will stand next to him.
No, I want you in front too.
I will stand. No, if he gonna stand in front of you, I'm gonna stand next to him. See, because me, I know all about war. I know all about it.
No. Hey, bro.
I'm all the way about that war life.
You don't know that me and Dre. He don't know that me and Andre. We up for that kind of smoke. That's who we are. That's who we do.
Okay, up for that kind of smoke. I'm a combat veteran. I'm about that war life.
Yeah, nah, I'm not.
It's times I actually miss being in Iraq.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Yeah.
So I'm about that war life. We gonna get this cracking. You know, we can get it in verbally or otherwise. You know, I'm down for whatever. And I'm bored.
So let me ask you something. Out of all the injustice that's been going on in Illinois or Chicago, have you been on the front line of anything out here? Like you an activist? Do you do anything?
Are you asking me that? Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking about that life guy.
Oh, me? No, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you about. Excuse me, other person. He asked me. Okay, bruh, man. The first opportunity that it came for me to get the hell out of Chicago, get the hell out. Okay, I went to Paul Robeson High School, and Martin knows this to be true. I was on a swim team. They were trying to get me, the coach and my mom were trying to get me to go to Johnson C. Smith University, a HBCU. I dropped out of high school so I wouldn't have to go because I was tired of going to school in an all-black situation. I wanted to see something different. And I went about my life.
Are you running for something? You're not running for nothing. Are you like mayor, Congress?
No, I'm not running. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not running.
I just asked you a direct question.
Bro,
like you going all the way. I know a lot of politicians.
I'm a brother.
Like my father used to say, man, I only got time to make a lunch. I wish I could sit here for a dinner. You taking too long, bro. Get to the point. That's all.
I'm taking too long for you.
You
okay?
I asked
for you. I don't hear anybody else complaining. It's just for you.
Okay. I asked the question. They probably don't care. I do. But go ahead.
Okay.
Bro.
Well, bruh, I don't care. Do like me and go write a book. Okay, go write one. Go write a book.
Hey, let me say this. Hey, hold on for a minute. Hold on.
Let my special guest go, y'all. Go ahead, Dre.
Let me say this without due respect. It's funny, and I laugh because language is important. You know, brother went from brother to dude, and and other stuff, and shots got fired back and got personal. I just want to say this without due respect, because all of us is busy. We have a lot of people listening and tuning in to be educated. And I don't think, and we're talking about migrants, immigration, reparation, and miseducation. I think that we should use this time, brother, with all due respect, to challenge falsehood, and to stand on truth, and truth can be found out at any given time. I don't think that we should be belittling any of our brothers. We shouldn't be attacking anybody and things like that. I think that within this short period of time that we should be trying to uplift our people, because all of us on this phone have one thing in common, brother. Whether you was born in 1864 or 1968, we all, through generation after generation after generation, has been damaged. So if we can agree, brother, that we attack falsehood, and we can agree that only truth matters, then we can start moving things on. Because with all due respect, we done been on many social media sites. We done heard many radio stations. And if truth be told, them radio hosts, brother, they get paid to keep a certain type of language, and anybody that challenged them, they cut them off or bar them out. We have a beautiful opportunity, brother, to talk about how to uplift our people, and people like Mark and myself and the Crime Chaser, we have dedicated our life to this. So if we can just, brother, just clear the air and stop attacking each other and belittling each other, because at the end result, brother, we all black and we one family.
Good.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. I don't think if he felt like I was attacking him, I apologize. I simply asked the question, and that
I didn't feel attacked.
Okay, cool. So you don't feel attacked. I don't feel attacked.
I'm not that shallow.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't try to attack him. I simply asked, like.
We got.
He's been somewhere that I haven't been. He's been to Iraq. I haven't been there.
Hey,
so I can't tell his life story. I don't know his life story.
Well, let's take this new caller.
I got.
Hold it.
Chicago,
hold it. I got a new caller, y'all.
Pryor. I was out there front marching for
Brother
justice.
Sarge. Brother Sarge, this caller been holding on for about 15 minutes. I forgot about your call. I'm so sorry. 8037. Forgive me. Sorry, new caller. Sorry.
Spank yourself, Martin. Spank yourself.
I know it. I am. I'm gonna hit myself. I'm sorry. I know better. 8037 caller. Come on. I'm sorry for having you hold on that long. Caller, go ahead.
Good evening.
Man, hey, take your time. I'm gonna give you some extra minutes, man, because I had you holding on too long, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm gonna go to one of those shelters Tuesday to see for myself if ICE is gonna be there. So that's what I'm waiting on. Yeah. And I don't think Krista and Johnson can stop them.
They're not.
So I want to see this confrontation.
It's gonna be some
reaction of the migrants and Krista and Johnson. Yep. That's
you ain't lying there.
That's a showdown for me.
You might
well,
not.
That's part of the federal government, so they cannot stop them.
Pritzker did make a statement saying that the border czar is not an actual branch of the government. He did say that on the news.
But let's go back to this.
About it.
Let's go back to this.
Well, border czar is not an actual paid government title. It's slang, actually.
But when you talk about the highest executive branch in the land, that's the president, right? The president has he has full control of the Senate and the House. He is in the process of reshaping the CIA, the FBI, and everybody else. So he has anything and everything that he wants to do, whether it's right or wrong. Now, when a governor and a mayor talk in regards to challenging the highest executive branch in the land, you can almost use the language of their mind has been discombobulated. They're saying that for show. They're saying that only to the Illinois state residents because it's only really rhetoric. That's just talk. They know that you cannot challenge. That's like you trying to challenge the Constitution. You can't do. You can challenge it. You ain't going to win. So when they sit there and say the highest branch of the executive office can't do this, they're out of their mind.
That's true. And then not only that, he's going to stop the funding to the state of Illinois. So you think the governor don't want no funding or the mayor?
Woo-hoo!
That's
quick, don't talk to him slick.
When you go back in the history and really understand the power of the president and the executive branch, you will know that Nixon used the very strategy on Daley when it came to integrating the public school system. He told them, if you don't let them in schools, then I'll cut the funding off. They can't survive without the funding. So they're going to go along. They're going to go along with it.
It sure is.
They have no choice.
Money.
They have no choice.
But see, the most important part that must happen is not only did Trump have to do this, we as the mothers and fathers of today must get involved. We must show our support for President Trump against all of these systems, politicians, so-called black leaders. It's time we go against them, y'all. Hey, Andre, it's time we organize along with Martin and all of us. We have to openly go against those who have watched us be walked all over and messed over for the last 50 years.
Well, what I say to that, Mark, is
let me finish this up, right? Because I'm saying we must give strict instructions to our people. We must organize our people, not just have idle conversation. No, we're going to move into action. We must go against all of this fake leadership in Chicago who was willing to not only bring in mass groups of immigrants at the expense of us, but these are the same people that for the last 50 years, they have said nothing about unemployment, poverty, crime. We're talking high levels of unemployment. Look, when unemployment went up to 25%, it was considered a depression. Unemployment for black youth and most black people in this city have never come down to 25%. And since they didn't say nothing, we are in leadership now, and we're going to go against all of them. We stand with President Trump with his mass deportation, and we're going to run candidates against all these politicians. See, that's what it's time. That's what it's time to happen. That's what needs to happen. Let's stop playing with these people because they don't believe shit's thing. Let's go against them. Let's let them know that they done messed up, and that's through us going against them. See, they think they're gonna shame us and embarrass us to not stand with Trump. Man, we're gonna stand with Trump against mass immigration, with these mass deportations. We're gonna run against these candidates as Republicans. We're gonna do what the hell we want to do, since they did what the hell they wanted to do for the last 50 years and destroyed our lives. Let's move against them. The hell with what they think. The hell with what they're saying. The children are more important than old black folks. Let's say it like that.
Marcus.
Has joined. Come on, Marcus. Real quick. Come on, Marcus. I know you called in.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I was just calling back in.
Yeah, somebody they made a comment about you, Marcus, up here. Paris.
Oh, what was it?
I'm gonna read it to you. He said that has absolutely nothing to do with the topic. You always make the conversation about you, Marcus. Somebody called in, they lie. Somebody did it. He might be talking about Mark. I'm sorry, he probably talking about Mark, not Marcus. He probably talking about
Oh.
But let me just say this.
Let
me just say this, people. If y'all don't know what social engineering is, and you 50 years old, 40, I don't know what to say. I'm telling you. Listen, people It's almost just imagine this, people. Just I'm gonna give you a little broad example. Maybe y'all can understand this. Imagine the black community. When you take away all the resources, Mark, or even if you got the resources coming in and they're not reaching the people, what's gonna happen? If you put two starving lions in the cage together, what they gonna do? They're gonna fight and kill each other, eat each other. It's something Mark Carter said a while back. It stuck with me. White people know if they don't feed their children are going to eat them. What has happened to us in these black communities? We've been eaten up by our children. The brother just talked about the unemployment of our youth, 25%, never went down. We got people as young as 10 years old, Dr. Dr. Z, carjacking, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, and so on, carjacking. Young people. We got young teenage mom. Huh?
Can I say something to that effect?
Yeah, hurry
because
up, Mark.
they don't see nothing. They're hopeless. They don't see nothing happening, and they are starving. If you talk to some of these young kids, they don't want to be doing what they're doing, but they've been forced to do what they're doing because they are starving. And if you're starving and you're hungry, you're going to do whatever it takes to soothe that craving, to satisfy that craving. And at that point, when they see hopelessness, they see their grandparents struggling, they see their mothers and fathers out here struggling, they see that the jobs are hard for them to get. You got robots replacing our jobs as well. So these kids ain't stupid at what they're seeing. They're doing stuff to try to survive. They ask me all the time, is your newspaper hiring? I'll deliver papers. And I have to tell them no, because Black people don't advertise with the Black media like they should.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why
Mark,
for mass deportation, in support of mass deportation, because if nothing else happens, it will open up opportunities for our people to go to work. Okay, so we need these people to go back to their country so we can put Americans to work. In this case, in Chicago, Black people. In other Black cities, Black people need to be the workforce. And when it comes to technology and AI, we need to be controlling technology. We need to be in front of AI, controlling that technology. Okay, and so, and I'll just give a real dummy down understanding of social engineering, since it wasn't, the guys couldn't really pick up on what I was saying. Let me ask either one of y'all: if you send somebody to go kill another person, are they gonna just lock up the one that did the shooting, or are they gonna lock up the one that did the shooting and the one that sent it? They're gonna lock both of them, right?
Ask a little bit that.
Well, that's what social engineering is. It's called accountability and responsibility. They're gonna hold the shooter accountable, and they're gonna hold the one that sent the shooter responsible. And both of y'all ass gonna get 100 years. And so to say that the kids out here gang banging and dope dealing are worse than the social engineers, it's either you don't understand what social engineering is, or you don't care.
Okay, well, Martin knows this to be a fact. We were talking about unemployed Black youth in Chicago before. And Martin, did I not say that you could look up the unemployment percentage of Black youth from the age 16 to 19, and their unemployment rate is 86%, not 25, 86. That's the young one. Martin, didn't I say that before?
That's really 16 to 24. You know what I mean? The study was for those 16 to 24, and unemployment for them in high 80s and 90s.
Okay, brother.
I'm not saying if you're wrong.
No, brother, hold on, brother. You didn't give Martin a chance to even say, yeah, I remember when we, nothing. You just jump right in. We talked about this before on this platform. when Martin was saying, hey, if people can't eat, they're still, or even worse. Martin says that quite a bit, and he's on top of his game with that one. That's just like an experiment that they did, some scientists, right? They put some mice in a large, like, container, like a maze thing. They put them in there and supplied them with enough food. Now, after they started breeding and having the little mice, they started minimizing the food. And what happened? The adult mice started eating the other mice, little doggone newly bred mice, or either stomping the mice out because that's more mouths to feed. All right?
You give an example of Skinner's box. Where was it done at? Right here.
See?
Right
and that's the thing. It's like, why do you think the housing projects are called a project? It is a social engineering project to see how animalistic people will act if you stack them on top of each other in mass numbers and remove their resources. That's why they call it the projects, the housing projects. So I fully understand social engineering.
It was done out of Chicago, at the University of Chicago. Skinner's box came out of the University of Chicago. B.F. Skinner went to the University of Chicago. And so the study he's talking about, the first project under Skinner's box was in Atlanta, Georgia, called Techwood.
Right.
Okay. And so
you know his stuff.
You know what I mean? So when you understand what social engineering is, then you factually understand why the kid who should be held accountable for kids out here selling dope, got you scared to come in the gas station, sticking you up, carjacking you. So when it happened over there in Hyde Park, the kids started carjacking over in Hyde Park.
They're already doing it.
No. I said when it started. I know it's already happened. What I'm trying to say to you is,
I'm
glad that they did. I'm glad they go over there and carjacking. That's a good thing. Since they didn't find nothing wrong with social engineering no more out of Hyde Park and the University of Chicago. So when the kids turn on them and start carjacking them, that's what they're supposed to do. You created that Frankenstein, so now you got to deal with it. They couldn't have went to a better place to carjack and rob and all that than the place that
Rogers Park, Lincoln. Can I intervene in this?
You talking about Hyde Park?
Even Hyde Park. I know Hyde Park, Rogers Park. They up north doing the same thing. These are the words I have to say. This is Dr. Davis, y'all. I call myself Dr. Z.
I done forgot your name twice, Dr. Davis. I don't know why. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The main problem is that when No Child Left Behind Act came to, that's when the problem began. They took out every child, every teenager is not going to go to college. I get that. Just like Sarge admitted. You know, he dropped out, but he went back to school because of XYZ. I understand that. The problem that I have, that I'm fighting for by my little lonely self, is that they took out all the trades in the high school. I first, believe it or not, was an electrician. Where did I learn that from? In high school. They had cosmetology. They had electrician. They had carpenter. They had all these different trades in our high school. They have been gone. And I'm fighting with the Chicago Public School, the Chicago Board, to get them back in. I am the chairperson at the local school council, and I'll be in all these meetings, and I'm really fighting for it because every child is not going to go to college. They took all our trades away. What do you expect? What do you expect? You expect them to go out there and rob and kill and steal to survive.
What are those black teachers and administrators saying? Are they helping you do it?
No, that's the problem. That's the problem.
And that's why and the reason why I'm asking that question is because they're the very ones that don't speak up, that then turn around and talk about poor black folks.
That's right.
And so when they get carjacked and then they get robbed, you know, it's just the chickens coming home to roost. That's right. The roost. Don't cry for them. Don't get mad at the kids for doing it. The kids were programmed to be criminals.
That's right. They don't even know how to write checks.
Right. The administrators and school teachers didn't speak up. They didn't challenge the curriculum. So when the kids go haywire, man, hey, just think of yourself as Dr. Frankenstein. You turn into Frankenstein when you didn't fight for them.
So that's part of the problem.
They
part of the problem. I'm telling you, Sarge, they don't even know how to write checks. Half of them don't even know how to start up a lawnmower. They don't know how to break down a checkbook. They don't know how to tie their shoes. It's like, what have y'all been learning?
Dr. Sanders, right? I don't want to miss.
I'm Dr. Davis. I'm Dr. Davis.
Dr. Davis. Okay. I'm so used to hearing Dr. Sanders. See, I got like Martin. He done rubbed off on me. Dr. Davis. Now, when I was in the Army, leadership position, do you know you had these new privates that came in? They could not tell time on an analog clock.
Oh, I believe it.
That's the one with the numbers on there. I would say, hey, we got to report back to the job site 4:45, right? And they be like, okay.
They be 12 hours. They don't understand it.
4:45, which is 4:45, right?
Right.
A lot of them showed up at 5:25 p.m. And I was hot. I was hot as fish grease. But then when one of them talked to me, I was like, oh, so you thought 5 1/4 and 5, that was 5:25. And I found out they could only tell time with a digital clock on their phone. They had no clue what 1/4 to 5, 1/4 after. They didn't. Now this happened in 2010. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
Well, you can imagine now. You can only imagine now.
Yeah.
And the problem is, at this point, we need solutions. And my solutions have been trying to fight to get these trades back in these schools, even economics, to teach these kids economics, just basic living. And they don't know because no one is teaching it.
Now, I know you remember at one time when we had trades in the schools in Chicago, you had different businesses that came to the school to politic to hire students. That's how I got my first job. My first job,
me too.
Major Motor Auto Supply on 63rd and Morgan. That was my very first job in my life. How did I get that life? Because I was in carpentry shop at Paul Robeson High School. It was like, well, he's good with tools. He could assemble bicycles. And the rest is history.
We got a new caller.
Instant job.
New call. I think it's Dr. Cade now. 4703.
Why did y'all bring me out of the casket?
Oh, no.
Hey.
The sun's still up. You can't be out now. You're going to be Dracula.
Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Mark, we laughing louder than your Tiffany clips right now. Lord have mercy.
No, you all, the Sunday listen are talking very good. I wish this could be aired on television. I really wish this could be. There are a lot of factors that are playing, especially leading up to, the birthday celebration of the former, Dr. Martin Luther King, our activist that cared about the people. It's so important. A lot of young people are unlearned and don't know. I like it when the men come together to battle out debates about things that should be. We are facing a serious thing right now. We've got somebody that's only going to serve this second term only, and he may turn the whole Titanic upside down 15 times. So we've got to stay on point. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to be at one of my pastor's friends' food giveaway, and I saw I know that it was a lot going on, but these Venezuelans and Hispanics and Latinos, Martin, I wish you was there. they were taking food. Now, mind you, it was a food giveaway, but they were taking food, and Martin, they basically was so greedy. When I say greedy, I'm not saying it in a negative way, but one of the ladies said, "Can I have all of these?" And it was about 50 more people behind her. And my daughter was standing there. She said, "Ma, did you see what she did?" I said, "Yeah." She took everything off the table and didn't leave nothing for nobody else.
Yeah, they go to all of them.
Yeah, And then in the Market Park, if you know where 61st, if you that live in Chicago, you know where 63rd in California is. So when you come south, and you make a right, which would be a one-way street, there's an apartment building. Those apartment buildings look like dog shacks in that community. I'm so serious. It looks like, because Marquette Park, was a very prominent area at one time. But I'm like, are they living over here? It's horrible. Atlas Assets apartment they got some trashy buildings. They literally have trashed up that whole area. We got a lot of work to do, you all, as we say. We got a lot of work to do, so we got to stay.
Martin Luther King got beat down in Marquette Park, for those that don't know.
He sure did. Yes, he did.
Woo! It was ugly.
Yes, he did. And Bernie
Nazis held a rally over there.
Bernard.
Too.
Yeah, it was crazy over there.
Well, the main solutions are, Dr. K, is for them to get them out of here. Let us put our trades back in our high schools for our students. That will motivate them to go to school. Motivate them to go to school. Teach them how to learn, because there's several different learning styles. And these teachers are teaching these students on one learning style. And they need to learn how to teach these students on 3 different types of learning styles. So that way these students will become interested, and they'll learn, and that will stop. You're going to have your bad seeds. You're going to have people that steal and kill and do certain things. But we have to get to the ones that we can save, and we have to save ourselves and save our Black communities and keep moving. Period.
And you know
because
what? To add on to what you're saying too, Doc, is my best son Daniel, case in point. My daughter and I, we were talking yesterday, and she's starting to understand some things at 33. And I said, well, Daniel is at Iowa State. Iowa State University has the technology programs where you learn how to do product development. So it's like a pre-engineering university. But there are some of the courses, as far as the trade is not here. But guess what? It's there. It's there. And the thing about it, the product design allows him to build products for TVs, cars, so on and so forth. But we don't have it here. We used to have the trade school many, many years ago, but we don't have it here. And we need to have it where our young people can have an opportunity and the option of being able to get that hands-on, because the trade school allows you to know hands-on. Shop class taught you how to build. My pastor's brother, oh, Lord, you all got to go to this. Just come into church on 113th and King Drive. This man built the cross and the lighting to highlight the cross. They took out Mary, Jesus' mother, the statue, and he built it. I'm like, what? Seriously, architect work. He did the whole thing. He built the cross and the lights to highlight the cross. You got to come in there just to see the architect design. He redid the whole basement for what the Catholics had. You would not believe that the Catholic Church had it, except for the outside. You would not believe it. You wouldn't believe it. So that's why I'm saying we need to have that, where our young people, being girls and young boys, they need this. It's imperative.
It is.
That goes right back into the fathers need to be in the home, because you know how proud I feel every time my son calls me up. Hey, Dad, I need to pull my car in your garage. There's some stuff I need to do, fix on my car. Yeah, son, I'll move a car. Yeah, come on over, do your thing. And he be in my garage with all his little wrenches and this and that. And I remember one time he had to change the calipers.
Sarge, come on
now. His Toyota.
We didn't go on too far now. We
No,
got to reel
I'm
it back.
serious.
We got to reel it back. Oh, hold it. We got to
okay,
reel it back.
we're going to reel it back.
We're going to reel it back.
Martin,
No.
If a man is teaching, a man.
Listen, Sarge.
Okay, Martin. I can tell you something that's really important.
You can't tell a story.
No, I'm not telling a story. I'm going to give you a fact. A short fact.
I'm getting ready to get off here. That's what I'm getting ready to do. And hopefully I can go back on Monday. We talk. That's what I'm going to do. I want to thank all my panel guests. I want to thank Andre Smith. Did you want to have last words? And Mark Carter. Those are my two special guests today. Let's give them the last words, man, so we can get out of here.
Let me first, thank you, Martin, for the sacrifice that you continue to make for our people without any awards, trophies, and recognition. You continue to, stay on the right side of history, fighting for our people, revealing, shaming the devil and, revealing the truth. Thank you so much. And, to your followers and the people that listen to you and that's on here, I believe that we had a great engagement where we all learned something and we was able to be a part of something. I think that the most to any of this that we must leave with is our next steps. Encouraging one another, standing on the right side of history and only acknowledging truth and not falsehood and not being a part and let anyone impregnate your mind with something that they believe that has no facts. We have to be deprogrammed because the first thing that a drug addict admit is that they sick and they need help. Until we understand that we have been misprogrammed and have been programmed for destruction, that's the only way that we start to acknowledge and understand that we need to be deprogrammed. Just lately, they found out in the educational system that, we already knew that our people could read and write, So if we've been going to those schools, no disrespect, an idiot with a trade or an unlearned person with a trade is just a fool with a trade. We need people to fight for justice, and we need to come together because there's not a lot of us. We need to come together and put our differences to the side. Like Mark talked Republican. I'm a Democrat, because I'm in a Democratic city. I'm in a Democratic state. If I run for public office, I'm running as a Democrat, but I don't believe like the modern day Democrats. I don't believe in certain things because my morals would not allow me to be in agreement with that. So I call myself a conservative Democrat. But let's throw away the titles. Let's throw away the names because we want to personalize and we want to identify something. So we give it a language, we give it a title. But that ain't what it stands for. We one people, y'all. And we got to come together. The hell with Democrats and Republican, Independent, Green Party. None of them care about us. None of them did a damn for us. And all of them, if truth is against us. So in closing, look, if I don't leave you with nothing else, stand on truth, look for truth, and don't acknowledge anything other than the truth. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you. Mark Carter, go ahead and close us out. Mark gone. He probably gone. He's gone. All right, people. Let me hit my little favorite saying. You already know what it is. Live. You there, Mark? Uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. All right, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video. Please like the video on YouTube and Facebook. Share it. Tag it. This was a great discussion. I'm telling you, this is going to be a hot topic for the next 2 or 3 weeks, especially for those of us living in Chicago. We're going to see ICE raids. We're going to be seeing shelters raided. We're going to see a lot of jobs raided, homes raided. We're going to see how it turned out, and we're going to see what the governor and the mayor is going to really do. We're going to see. I can't wait to see.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. And I hope I'm right there.
I can't wait.
I'm right.
Get my bacon cheddar popcorn.
Andre, if you out there, you better call your buddy because I'm coming. If you out there, let me
know. Be it doggone beer or ginger ale.
The word for today is organize, organize, organize. Because if they can do it for migrants, they showed us what they can do for us if we organize.
Mm-hmm.